Ohio, in Texas, Tim, Mr. Breezy, Joe Breezy. What's good, brother man?
I was lip syncing you on the intro until
Because
you
you knew
got to
exactly what I was going to say, huh?
okay.
I didn't know what I was going to say, so you fucking did good, because I sure shit didn't know. I freestyle that shit every time. I fucking, so I'm like, yep. Okay, I think we're live. All right, cool. I like doing that shit though. It's kind of fun.
I
But
forgot to wear
yeah,
my
man.
headphones, so I don't have to wear my headphones. I was like, why the fuck is there a delay? I'm like, oh yeah, because I'm wearing my headphones. I don't have to wear that
You
shit with
did
me
that.
on my.
I think you did that last time too.
Yeah, dude, you creature of habit, shit. Yeah,
I hope everybody pops back in. There was like 8 people and watching. We had to
dope. No,
kick off.
could hear the whole thing all the way to the end. Like, cause I walked as soon as you said we're gonna restart this. I walked back into my living room to grab my lighter, and you could still hear us on the TV. We're froze, but you could still hear us. So
Oh, so they probably haven't got. We're gonna end it yet.
yeah,
Ah,
so wait for the
right.
delay. Yeah.
Are you here, brother?
Dude, you got like 110 subs, bro. Dope.
Do I? No, we're up to
Yeah.
5 people. Cool. Everybody's coming back. What's up? Gil, Ryan, what's up, guys? I just
What up?
always wonder who's behind the thing because like, bro, like pe- they lie. And they'll be like nobody's watching, and you do got like a handful of people watching, and it's like, bro, why did they do that shit, man? I was me and Gil were talking off thing. I feel like it's like a psychological test, like you know what I'm saying? Like what's it called?
Yeah,
Psychological.
yeah.
You know what
It's
I'm
either
saying?
it's like a
Like
like no one likes you because last
yeah,
night,
yeah, yeah. Because it's like you don't it kind of deters you a little, even though it shouldn't, right?
yeah, right. But last night, yeah, I went on and I had literally like 3, 4 people in the chat, and it was like you got 2 viewers, 1 viewer, and then I was like, but I'm literally watching 4 different people in the chat, so like, fuck are you talking about?
Yeah,
You
it,
know.
it there's no like rhyme or reason for that shit, bro.
Now
You
it's either
know?
that or it's a lag time, but I don't think so because like you can go like 30 minutes and it'll still say the same shit, you know. So
Yeah.
now there's
Yeah, like if you try to figure out YouTube, that's like my motto is trying to figure out YouTube is like trying to figure out a fucking female. You know what I'm
yeah,
saying? As soon as you think you got it all figured out, bro,
yeah. Then you
nah. you know, then nope, nope, you're right back to fucking what the fuck's wrong with this? Yeah. So
did you put Parmesan on my sandwich, bitch?
I told you I don't like mustard. Mickey G, what's up?
How you doing?
How you doing?
Yeah, for real though, it is.
Yeah, dude. Last night I had this cat on. His name was Josh, and
Yeah,
he lives in Texas. Did you see that shit?
I just saw the title. I was, dude. I
Yeah,
got
check
into
it out.
yeah, I got into that new fucking Roadhouse movie today, and dude, I gotta say, I mean, not to get off topic, but yeah, I saw it, but I hadn't had a chance to watch it. But I gotta say, man, for all the reboots and all that bullshit, which I hate reboots, especially from like the '80s and early '90s, they did a really fucking good job on it, dude. Like I was like in it,
On
I was like
what? What was it?
Roadhouse,
Oh,
the
Roadhouse. Oh, no shit.
they did it with that Jake Gyllenhaal dude or whatever his name is. And I was like, "Nah, dude, you're gonna fuck up Roadhouse." But they had the Conor McGregor dude in it, and so like it got intense, dude. I was sitting there watching it, and like you know how like back when you're a kid, you kind of want to you come out of movie theaters fighting like when you watch Ninja Turtles and shit. It was kind of like that. I like got done with the
Jake
movie.
Gyllenhaal can play a badass. He sounds gay, like when you hear the name. Oh, Jake Gyllenhaal. But he
Yeah,
actually he plays a good role. Like he plays a badass, right?
yeah, yeah.
He plays a good tough guy.
What's crazy as hell about it? I Mickey,
This thing
I
makes me
haven't
look a
watched
lumen.
reboot of the X Men '97. I saw the trailer and it looks pretty good. I'll give it a shot. But that dude looks literally just like my son-in-law.
I thought you
So
were talking about like you have 97 ex boyfriends or something. I had no clue what the fuck you just said, Mickey.
there's remember X Men 1997. We used to all watch it before we go to
Oh
school.
yeah, with the Wolverine, like the real.
Yellow and blue, yeah, Wolverine.
Yeah, yeah,
They
yeah.
they they rehashed it so it looks the same, sounds the same, but it's new shit.
Oh, Brokeback. Was Jake Gyllenhaal in Brokeback Mountain?
I think so. Him
Fuck.
and
No
the
wonder I always think he's a fucking fag, dude.
yeah, him
Oh
and
yeah,
the
I'm not supposed to say fag. I'm sorry, I don't mean that.
kind of
He's a fuck.
stick
He's a fucking gay or queer. I don't know what to fucking call him. What
a
can you
homo
call him? What can I
homosexual.
call him? No matter what I say, it's gonna sound fucking not good coming out of my mouth. Give me a
Right.
word. Anything
Hom-
that they would want to be called. A what?
a homosexual.
You
That's
mean those
that's
homosexuals?
yeah,
What
but
those
but
gay? You mean those homosexuals?
I don't even consider gay. Like when I say something's gay,
You mean
like I
those
can
gays?
I can be like, dude, my TV is gay right now. And like my TV doesn't have a sexuality, dude. So I'm like, my TV is gay right now.
Right, dude. That's the whole point. That's my whole point. That's my
Yeah,
whole
yeah.
point, dude. It's like, dude. Also, dude, you can make everything sound pretty fucked up if you really want to.
For real, for real.
He's a man's man.
Man's man. Man, man, man. Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. It's funny, dude.
But yeah, I wanted to say also thanks for having me on. You know what I mean? Like I think I'm gonna be doing a show tomorrow night. My homeboy's coming in. It's gonna be pretty late. He's coming in at like 8 o'clock Central Standard. So um, he's gonna help me update a bunch of my software for my audio and stuff because like I know when I re-listen to my show, some words aren't coming out like it'll flip. I guess you could say. So
Yeah, cause I always contributed to you being in the bumfuck middle of Texas.
right, and I was actually kind of worried tonight because like I'm glad that the hours happened when they did because um, right when you went on, when you texted me first, we got a big thunderstorm that came through, and like my Wi-Fi and everything started acting stupid. My phone started acting stupid, but like by the time I jumped on when Gil was wrapping up, and that tripped me out because I've never seen Gil like in person, so like I was like, dude, that's totally not my expected, vision. Like I expected seeing the dude in the suit and with the sunset behind him. It was like
Oh,
totally
no
different.
doubt.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
But
yeah. Nah, Gil's cool, dude. And look, bro, not to interrupt.
no,
I don't know where you would go, but dude, listen to this. Listen how I figured this shit out. We got Gil come on. He's 27 or 28, right? Then we have Spark come on. He's
Yeah.
35. And then you have me. I'm 6. I got my 6 years on him. And then we got like multiple generations on this show today.
Right. We're
It's pretty
sweeping it
dope,
up.
dude. Yeah, bro, it's pretty dope. Like, honestly, there's only like, I mean, yeah, we pretty much hit up
Yeah,
you
we
know,
covered the three generations.
yeah, it's pretty cool if you think about it. It's a bunch. It's all different generations that we're on the same page.
I,
So, not all the generations are fucked, but it's crazy when I have my conversations with everybody. We all have different whole ways of talking to each other. We have different ways, stories, different memories. All of us,
yeah,
like it's crazy. It's cool because I learn a lot talking to Gil. I get to hear stories and we can compare times, and like but in the same breath, we have the same um central belief system. So like we're already like we all do, we all have that same central belief system, and then we all kind of grew up differently, and like you get to learn all types of different, you hear all types of different ways of people living their, living, and it's been like, like bro, it's an adventure, it's kind of cool. It's kind of
yeah,
cool that we were able to get three people across the country together in one night.
yeah. Different
And
locations, whole
yeah,
nine yards, different
yeah, we give the
perspective.
internet shit. We give the internet shit, but without the internet, we wouldn't be able to have pulled this off today.
Yeah, absolutely. Now, if this was back in my generation, we'd be talking like on two or three way telephone.
CB. Yeah. And I might not have met you. And like we all might not have met somehow. It's like, bro, it's kind of crazy. And then it's like minded cats. Like I feel like I know Floppy and like, make like you see everybody that comes in, we're all like, it's just cool. It's like I mean, that's what the purpose for it was, right? Wasn't that like
Right.
the original purpose? Ryan Green, what's up, man? Edging so hard for Trump. I hear you, brother. I don't know what edging means. Actually, I should ask you, what does edging mean before I agree? Because nowadays edging could mean a million things. And like,
It's like
okay,
down,
are you
like
for him? Because
off.
edging sounds, it's like that movie you were talking about, the Dirk Strangler or whatever. It's like,
Oh
um,
yeah, greasy
I
string.
don't know, the Breezy Strangler. Yeah, dude. Shit. Yeah, dude. If you're really mega guy, I support you. And Trump. Who else? You can't fucking support Biden for fuck's sakes. You know. Right. Dude, what the fuck? Hold on. Hold on. Hold on. What the fuck is edging, dude? We gotta get past this edging. What the fuck is edging, dude? Eh, Okay, my brain's off in right gutter. I'm thinking like he looks nice the way he froze. He'll be back, but He froze in a nice position. Okay. Yeah, your voice is there. You'll be back, but you're in a nice position. See, I knew it. Gil said edging is a masturbation term. I knew it, dude. I fucking knew it, dude. Breezy is edging. Are you edging? I knew, but I knew it was something. I wasn't I thought so. I think I knew he wasn't being bro. I knew. See, dude, I can spot a fuck boy from a mile away, bro. And if you're not, I'm sorry. But what I see, and I could be totally wrong. I'm pretty blazed. This is my third guest, and I smoked a doob the last one. Oh, I know. Maybe I'm wrong, dude. I'm sorry, dude. I'm actually sorry. I'm wrong. I read you wrong, dude. You're cool. You're cool, dude. You're edging for me. Please do. You want me to be the man? I'll be the man. Where'd the breezy go? He might have to come back and come back. It's all good. Ah, you're good now. I Now you're good. Yeah, or better at least. You were like stuck with no sound for a minute. Edging is the key to making money doing life. Gonna get to man milk over that silky mustache. Hit that fool with the you know what. Can't talk about the stash. Uh, Ryan? Ryan H? Yeah. There you go, bro. How does it feel? Did that feel good? I want Ryan to have more. I want you to have more power. 30 seconds. Work your way up. If he gets, fuck him. I want Ryan to use his power on Ryan, because Ryan has the power. And those, at least you're being funny though. That was good. That was good though, Ryan. Just block him. Fuck him. Yep. Later, dude. No. Either. Yeah. Nah. Fuck him. Was Breezy frozen again? Lost him. He'll probably pop back in here in a second. Later, dog. I would guess so too, but it doesn't matter. Ryan won. If another guy comes in, then he can maybe his name would be Tim, and I could kick him out. I don't give a fuck. I'll put it on sub only. I don't give a shit.
His name was Tim.
You
That's that. The
know.
other Tim. Remember that night when I was working on my studio and I had my other boy Tim, and I was like, "Yeah, I'm doing this show with this dude named Tim." And he's like, "Ah, nah."
Yeah, yeah. It's kind of funny because Tims are a lot alike, bro. We're all alike.
Yeah,
It's
I
like
know.
every Tim I know, we're all alike. My dad's name is Tim, and I'm literally could tell I was came from his jizz for sure.
Are you junior?
Yeah, I'm a junior.
No shit. That's dope to know. I did not know that about
I'm a junior, so I had to represent the senior, and poor guy,
you. Carried
poor
on my name
guy.
doing this bullshit.
His daughters pumped some kids out. Both of his sons learned how to pull out at a young age. I got really good at it. Never had any kids. I just got really good at. I actually enjoyed it. Like I like fucking putting it on
There you go.
play. Oh
Yeah,
shit.
dude, I didn't do that. I freaking had, you know.
Are you wearing
Uh,
like a
I,
patch so you don't get pregnant or get her pregnant? Is it like a,
no,
birth control patch, Spark?
talking
Is
about
that what you
cigarette.
said?
No, he's talking about smoking a cigarette. He's wearing a nicotine patch.
Uh, I'm all giving him all this credit for fuck quitting cigarettes, and he's got a patch on. Man, Spark, you fuck. I'm joking, dude. That's still, I'm proud of you. But I thought you were talking about your birth control patch that you wear. Isn't there one of those? A birth control patch? There's got to be a patch you could slap on a chick and she can't get pregnant for the night. If not, dude, we should all throw down. And if you're a female, don't get offended by this 'cause I'm totally just joking. We should all throw down though and create like a patch that we could just like give to your girl for the night and like really not get pregnant. But you slap it on her like, and maybe not your girl. Like you meet a girl at the bar and you don't want to get her pregnant and you don't want to like, I don't know, but you could just slap this little patch that you have on your hand and you're just like smack her in the ass and this little like band-aid cut, and then you can't get her pregnant or something. That's some real science. If you could pull that off, then I'll fucking trust science. Why can't that happen, Breezy? Why can't that happen? Anything can happen, man. You sound like a robot. A horror mode? I like this. I like your still freeze though, bro. Man, if they would give me a still freeze like that, man, look, that's perfect. Take a screenshot. All you people watching, man, you could fucking edge to this shit all night. Look at him. He looks nice.
Sexy motherfucker. Can y'all hear me though? Anybody in the chat?
Yeah,
I
we
want
can
to.
hear
I want to
you.
make sure.
I can hear you. Can the chat hear him? Bum bum bum. Dun 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 dun. Shh. Dun 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 dun.
No, uh,
Yep, we're good.
I can't. All right.
One means yes. Good job, Floppy. I like when people actually use the ones. That's how you know people are real fucking YouTubers. When they throw the ones up, that's how you. Good shit, Floppy. Good shit. Proud of you. Thank you, Mickey
Yeah,
G.
I don't care
Now
as
you.
long as anybody. I don't care about the picture shit. You
Yeah,
know.
no, that's a better picture than the last one. The last one looked like you were ready to edge on someone could edge on you. Now it looks like you're ready to fucking stomp on somebody. Looks like you're
Yeah.
really literally looks like you literally are looking over somebody holding your shit. Like, did you like you're about to put him out of his misery? You know? You see that? You see what I'm seeing or no? You see what
Yeah.
I'm
I see.
seeing? Yeah, that's a pretty dope picture, bro. Take that one for a screenshot. That's even better. I told him to screenshot the last one. I bet the Ryan that Ryan kicked out did. He's having a good time on on your screenshot, Breezy.
Yeah. You
He's
know. As long as,
he's edging the shit out of your screenshot right now, going
as, long as I can bring happy.
FJB, FJB, FJB. And I'm not talking about Joe Breezy. I'm talking about Joe Biden, bitch. Boom. That was a good one.
Uh,
Ah,
Brandon.
let's go, Brandon. Yeah, bro. I have this whole thing I was gonna do. It's literally just shitting on him. It's pretty funny, dude. I got the whole. I just look, humbled and Kristen is back.
I might have had a stroke. Shit, I don't know. I mean, if I'm not talking right, then maybe I wouldn't put it. I wouldn't put it past me.
He's
Yeah.
stroked out. He's edged out. What's next? It's late night. It's after hours. It's the Breezy Show.
No, we do, bro.
All of a sudden, he comes back on and he's swinging from a fucking swing. Like he's in the swing and yeah, dude. I like that picture for real, for real. Stroked out to the edge. Yeah, I'm glad Gil's here and gave me the hip on that edging because my inner trolling knew that that was some troller stuff. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
The inner troller, bro. I was no homo shit. I was thinking of you. What were I was at the doctor's getting my finger work done, right? And I had to fill out my paperwork, and it asked me what race I was. And guess how many sections there were for fucking American Indians? Like five, bro. There was like five. There was like Alaskan Indian. There was all these fucking natives. There was all these different Indians. I took a picture of it for you because I made me be white. They're like, there was no choice. But bro, you had no way around it. They had every fucking type of Indian they had in that bitch, bro. You sound like a robot. Robot. I literally we can't hear you. Nolly vlog. Hey, bro, new Joe, join. How you doing, brother? Uh, I feel bad for them. Dax the werewolf. How you doing, Dax the werewolf? Are you named Dax the werewolf? Like, do you like Dax the rapper? Yeah, he's good now. Uh, Dax the werewolf. Do you like Dax the rapper? I knew he was frozen. I was letting him get his shit squared away. This happens sometimes when we stream because he's in the middle of Texas. So
Yeah, I'm fucking boonies, dude.
I just keep going. That way it doesn't, you don't
And it's
focus
funny.
on
All
him.
all I do is literally go between Wi-Fi and regular phone data. Because like on my, it's weird because like on my um, laptop when like we do StreamYard and stuff or whatever, it doesn't mess with it at all. It's only when I really use my phone. So it could be that my phone's like so full of fucking memory or some shit, you know, that it's like, nah, we got too many dick pics on there, so we're
Yeah,
shut.
my phone was acting kind of funny the other night. I don't know if there was just so much going on. Like after I hung up, it was acting a little funny. But I have a touchscreen phone and I drop it all the time. So I always like
You,
eh, I just assume that's why. Yeah. Not a touchscreen phone. Let me take that back. I have one of those styluses with the pens.
oh no shit, you still got a pin for your phone like the old school. What were those fucking things called? Um, they had them like in the '90s. Um,
Like my boy used to always have. Danny, if you're watching, what did Burley used to
Yeah,
always have?
I was
It
like,
was like you would put your schedule in it and shit. What was it called? Not a BlackBerry. You're
not the
not a Rolodex, but
little
uh
mini memory device type thing that you can store all your
yeah, but
phone and all your
that's what
shit
it
in
looks
it.
like. That's what it looks like.
Yeah.
And it like
Yeah.
just slide it just slides in the phone. It's cool. I like to use it like when I'm in public and I have to sign shit. I'll use that instead of my finger. I don't have
Right.
to touch it.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? Like I was like, all right, hold on.
I'm gonna go take a
I
piss.
don't know. Cool. Blackberries, man. I had a Blackberry and they straight. I went to a Grateful Dead concert and there was there was like 100,000 people. It was an all good festival. So it was yeah, Palm Pilot. Good job, Floppy. Fucking Palm Pilot, dude. f- You nailed it, dude. Nailed it. Yep. But yeah, everybody that had Blackberries at this show, I think if you went through the like, they had this like chips in your wristband, and if you went through the thing and scanned it, they had to go through this like scanner thing. I personally believe that they swiped your phones because I every black person that had a BlackBerry's phone stopped working. Completely never worked. Mine never worked again. They completely just wiped it.
Yeah, Palm
So I
Pilot.
never trust Palm Pilot. Yeah, he nailed it. Floppy's on point.
I had a
Yeah,
Palm Pilot.
Palm Pilot. I I see those were too sophisticated for Tim.
No, I wouldn't. I was talking about this chick I knew, but yeah,
No, I was talking about the Palm Pilot. Oh,
I
she
know.
was a Palm Pilot, is what you were
Yeah,
saying. I
yeah.
see what you're saying.
Go eat.
Those were the shit. Yeah. 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 Yeah, no, dude. Palm Pilots were cool if you're me, I my dude had one though, so he always kept he had us in check. I never had one of those.
Nah, I didn't either.
Who are
I
they
think
here?
a hand me down that like my mom's gave me, but like I was like, I'm not. I don't care about like I don't have meetings and shit. So like, what the fuck am I going to use this for? Be like, or use the
Anybody
pimp.
that
Be like, go get stoned with the homies at 5:30.
yeah, anybody that knows my dude Burley, you would know he would be the type of cat that would have one and he would find a reason. He would put no bullshit, so and so owes me how much money, so much so I
Yeah.
mean how much money. He owed
Oh,
that shit out of my yeah, bro. Like I used to owe him. I used to owe, dude. It's so crazy, bro. That because his story, I used to owe him from high school. I knew him. I went to elementary school with these cats, right? And then moved like a half hour away. Then my senior year, I met them again through this chick went to high school with and like went to raves and festivals with them and shit. Met them at this festival. People that I would have went to like high school with, I ended up hanging out with in high school. You know what I'm saying? Like in cause I was born and raised in Cleveland, but then I moved to Medina and graduated. But I ended up back in the town where I grew up, kicking it with cats my age. It was a crazy story. But long story short, he was my roommate. Yeah, and he used to, I used to owe that dude from forever, like bands, bro. I had an endless account with him, man. There was points where I owed him like 15 grand and shit, 20 grand. Yeah, but he'll forever. I'm pretty sure he's out forever because or in prison forever because he
isn't that
um
you used to work for the glass house?
yes, yeah, but he is and he's
Oh,
in a psycho ward for life.
I had a lot of beepers, Floppy. I even had the ones that recorded voice messages, and then I even had ones that
I had one. I had dope beepers, bro.
Yeah, I had beepers
Is
with
that what
gold
you were
chain.
talking about? Go talk about
Yeah,
it, bro. I didn't
yeah,
know. Go ahead, my
movie
bad.
like phones. Like they used to be like big as a pack of cigarettes, and then they got smaller and slimmer, and then they got to where they were like,
Bigger, yeah, but Ryan had him. Ryan H. Sorry, I just said your last. My bad, bro, bro. Me and his brother had the exact same pager because we were like boys, and Ryan actually had the same one, and they had ones that could talk when we were
yeah,
kids. And
yeah.
mine was I had the same shit, and we could actually send each other text messages from our pager back in the
How the
fucking
how did
day,
you
boy.
get
Am I
like eight?
lying or am I not lying, Ryan?
That's crazy. I never heard of a text message paging.
Yeah, and then like, bro, I'd be at
AKA,
Nelson's Ledges. I'd
you
be at
see,
Nelson's Ledges and getting fucking news and shit. Like it had news and all that on there, like sports. It had weather. It had fucking news. And I'd be all tripping balls looking at my phone, looking at the Indian scores and all that stuff. I'm talking in like 97.
okay.
Young, way back in the day. I said $100 to the first one on stream to smoke a shard. Ain't nobody smoking no shards in this bit. How you doing, cat faced enthused?
I gotta go to work, so I can't.
You don't have to retract that. You don't have to. It's all good unless they did it themselves. But I like that. I like how they're on that shit like fucking cat on shit. But ain't nobody smoking no damn shard.
The only game was
No,
Snake. Yeah, fuck yeah. But you didn't even like bust out your shit for Snake. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't know. Like I really didn't care about
Snake's dope, dude. I
it.
like
Was
that game.
didn't really
I'm
care about.
fucking play that right now.
Oh, the yeah, I know you're talking about the what was those the ones that
Snake, you
were
have to get into the thing and like,
the Nokia walkie-talkie motherfuckers and be all.
yeah, dude, that shit was fire. Snake, and then you had Dope Wars,
Yeah, nah,
bro. That shit was fun, bro. Remember Dope Wars? Who remembers the game Dope Wars?
yeah, I wouldn't see. Like, I guess I was a little bit older, so like I didn't give a shit about any of that shit. Like at that time, so I was like, yeah, nah, just use it for communication and also, nefarious reasons. But like, I just wasn't a fan of the.
I was I was just real busy guy and needed to have good. It's kind of like YouTubing, you got to have good equipment to get around, you know what I'm saying? I don't know I don't know how to explain it. That sidekick was the first keyboard like that. Yeah. I don't remember the sidekick, and Ryan must not be in here right now. Or is he? Did I see him? Oh yeah. Yeah, Ryan remember, dude.
Yeah,
I remember, bro. I remember your dad having the keyboard, right, Ryan? And he would text Justin like, "Where are you at? Come home." I just never forget that shit, bro. Like, just way ahead of the game. That shit was hilarious. I didn't like that. I felt that was invasive back then. Now look at us.
right.
I thought that shit was invasive. I was like, dude, we're in a fucking fucked up place nowadays. As far as fucking dude, I don't know, man. If like that April 8th thing, I'd be I'd be cool. I mean, I guess when my Wi-Fi went out, I kind of did have a panic attack, but I'd be cool with a fucking electronic cleanse if I knew it was gonna come back on for sure. Like if it
Yeah,
was like, all right, you got to go without Wi-Fi and all that for like whatever amount of time, I'd be cool with that. like even electric. Like I would be cool with it, but not forever. But I would be down for that, like detox of all that shit. You know what I'm saying? Like I'd be down for it. I'm not scared of it. I got enough weed to last me a while, dude.
Right, right. Well, you're a early millennial, so like you're used to not having any of that shit, just like I am. Like I could really give a shit. Like even if they EMP'd my cars, like I recently bought a early '90s BMX, and I'm like, dude, even if they EMP my car, dude, I'm gonna I'm gonna be getting around, dude. I don't give a
You'll be
shit.
straight, dude.
At
That's
my
good. That's
sport,
good thinking. Yeah.
like I'll figure
What
out
if you
something.
see? That's part of the conspiracy of like I heard Obama was trying to get rid of all the fueled cars in case there was a EMP. Like cars that have computers. I'm sorry. The computer, any car with computers, that's why they were doing buybacks for them. Like if you
Yeah,
didn't have a computer in your car, they were buying back. So like
yeah,
you get
because
what I'm saying, right?
they didn't want the old school points and distributor caps because EMPs won't knock any of that shit out.
Right,
But
exactly.
yeah, so they're trying to clear the market or clear the not the market but the population of them out.
Yeah.
But like points, if you're rocking like an old school Suzuki 150 or 250 or whatever 125 or 250, then shit, man. You can what
You're good.
all over your back. Go
That's
hunt down.
dope. Yeah,
You know.
see, like I'd be cool with all that though. I think between like my family, the way we've all prepped and what I've got to last me, I'd be cool with it. And like you said, I agree. I'm able to go without. I've had nothing and I've been through worse.
Yeah,
You know what I'm
exactly.
saying? And if I got my family, my faith in my house still, and I got enough weed, I'm good.
Right, right. Yeah. And then
Like
you start going
straight up.
great. But yeah, like that's what it is they conditioned us to get into this point where we rely on it. You know what I mean? And once you rely on them and you don't know how to uh make through on your own, then you're fucking screwed. You know what I mean? Like and they took a lot of that away from us with educational programming and stuff. Then like in I know up like where you're at, they still do like Future Farmers of America and stuff like that. They have a few spots down here, but like, could you milk a cow? Could you go figure out how to fish for your own self or do any of
No,
your own
I would end up giving the cow a hand job and fucking have jizz all over my hand rather than a fucking bucket of milk. I'd be fucked, bro.
shit? Like on
I'm a city boy living in the country, dude.
yeah, yeah, me too, man. But like it's like on Kingpin when he's like
Right. Exactly. That's what I was
it's
thinking of. Exactly. This
took
is
me a little while to get
that's
going,
not a
but
cow. That's a bull.
we don't have any. We got a bull.
Yeah, that's what would happen for me, dude. That would be me. I'd come back like, look, guys, I've got the best milk. It's not very, it's just unpasteurized. It's kind of cottage cheese like, but it'll work. Fuck,
Why?
man.
I feel like I ate a
this
steak after one glass of that shit.
is this has got a lot of protein in it. What the fuck? I got a lot of energy after this. Son of a buck. Then they had a Google phone similar. Yeah, the Google phones I never would ever even think about. Don't trust them. I never trusted Google from day one.
Nah, I didn't either, man. Nah, I didn't. I used to use what was it? I think it was called like Fox or something like that before Google came out. Ah, man, I forget. That was in 98, 99, somewhere around there. But yeah, I wouldn't.
Yeah.
I stayed away from it as long as I could until I could no more.
I mean, I have no choice. I still wouldn't get like a Google or like just a straight Microsoft phone or something, bro. I feel like,
Right.
bro, I think I had something weird like that once, but I like was paranoid about it and ditched it. Like, dude, one time I fucking had, bro. I don't know what made me think about this, but it was during the pandemic, right? And I was getting some money, and I was in a town I shouldn't have been in, and I had this bitch in the car. She's like, "Will you take me home?" Blah 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 blah. I'm like, "Yeah, whatever." And her dude was standing in the driveway looking all weird, and I know I grew up with him, and it's not grew up with him, but my people grew up with him, and I've known him for a long time, so I know how he acts. And he was like acting all like down and sour, so I was like, fucking, I knew something wasn't right. You know what I'm saying? And
Right.
I
Right.
look up, and all these dudes come pouring out of this house, bro, with masks, and they were like masks, and I thought it was like people with ready to do some like jack boys or something, but it was the feds, bro. I think they thought I was somebody else, bro. No, I definitely they thought I was somebody else. I got into it though. I had gummies on me and like my Klonopin, but everything was like legal besides my gummies, and they didn't care about the gummies, and they just said, "Don't come back." And I'm like, "Don't worry, I'm not coming back." But to keep it 100, I ate everything before they came because I saw it, and they're like, get it out," and it was stuck right here. I'm like, "I don't have nothing." I'm like, "Please, please don't," and it fucking dissolved. Mm, I had a long night. I wait, it's been I guess I don't know if I can get in trouble for that anymore. 'Cause I could
Nah.
just be lying. It's you two.
Yeah. Yeah. You could be a pathological liar. Who knows?
Yeah. But
That's
yeah, that happened to me one time in my life. I was so scared. That's why I probably hate masks so much, bro. That really scared me.
yeah. I've been in those situations. Been in quite a few of them. Yeah. I know exactly what you
Someone
mean.
someone asked me what the scariest position I'd ever been in, and today I think it was when I was with Spark. And he's probably didn't ask me, he probably asked Spark, and I just wasn't reading the chat because I can't read very well because I ate some edibles and it's just blurry. But I'm like, for me, the scariest shit is like fucking with the cops, bro. The scared I've ever been is like having cops behind me certain times or always has to do with cops for real, for real. I mean, I can't really think of anything that I felt like my life was in more danger than losing 20 or 30 years.
Right. Right. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
I've had a
What
few.
about you? If you had to choose, if you had to like pick a moment, Kevin, what's up, brother? What? uh, Yeah, no, that's good, bro. I could dig with that. I don't know what I think if I understand what you're saying. I partially understand what you're saying. I think you're saying a president should only have 4 years and that's it. Is that what you're saying? And I'm not uptight about shit, bro. I'm about as loose as a fucking 35-year-old fucking hooker, homie.
That's a that's a very good analogy.
Like,
No, I've had.
uh,
I remember one of my earliest ones. Um, it was right outside of my high school, and we were all skipping, and it was like me and like four of my homies, and we got into it. Dudes down the street were talking shit, and like we're like, "What's up?" Blah blah blah. Talking shit, and they, there was a good gap between us, probably about a good block away, and They're talking crap, and we wouldn't go running at them. We are like, all right, what's up? Blah blah blah, and like running, and we got like halfway to them, and dude pulls out a cuerte, and it was like, "Er," like you kicks hit the ground, you skid, and then you just hear pop shotting off like behind you, and it's like, oh yeah. I brought a fist to a gunfight. So that was one
Yeah,
of the back then. That was one of the worst. But a lot of them, yes, you're absolutely right. They were cops. Um, there's this.
dude, that was what people said was having to go through the hood or certain places, and I said personally, I would rather have 20 bands in my pocket and walk through the east side of Cleveland than have to look at 20 or 30 years in prison.
Right, yeah,
Because there's a chance I'll make it through the hood. There's a chance I get to the other end, but bro, if you're staring at 30 years, it's a rough
right,
road ahead of you.
yeah. You're
Sometimes you'd rather just you got a better chance. That's all I'm getting at. And
no,
can
you're
you do me a favor? We read what this dude said. I don't really care, but I don't want to be. I like you, Kevin. I like the
don't
name because I'm
that
watching Wonder Years right now, and so it's like you know, Kevin.
don't get uptight no matter what politicians they're in 4 years and gone. I don't know if there's supposed to be and, but with a lot of them, there really isn't. I mean, we have congressmen, and I believe there should be a 4 year term on all Senate, Congress, all that shit. Like not just.
Oh, I get what you're saying, Kevin. Now you're talking about
That's
not
why.
just president. You're talking more like Supreme Court and stuff like that. All right, I'm with that 1,000%, bro. Nobody should be able to sit on anywhere for life or whatever they get.
Yeah,
Yeah, I feel you. Go ahead, bro. Sorry.
I think I think there should be term limits on all congressmen, all Senate, everything. Like swap it up, dude. Quit having all these, like it's crazy because I was talking in kind of about this in my Gen X video. It's like, dude, these boomers are kicking it in there so long, like to where the point where they're senile and shit. Like Nancy Pelosi, she was like an intern during the Kennedy administration. Like she has no business being in there anymore. Like it, but what I really think is because they're afraid, the boomers are afraid of letting the new generations in because what's really going to happen if we get in there? You know what I mean? The people that were born, learning on rotary phones and don't care about the internet and don't care about, all this.
Oh yeah, we got passed up, Doc.
Yeah, dude. Well, I mean, they're going to die out and we're going to take the throne eventually. But
Well,
what's
I'm them. I'm them though.
what's really going to happen is if we go, all right, you know what, screw the online voting, screw the mail in, we'll shut it down because we have no problem with it. Like we have no problem with shutting communication down because we didn't have communication when we were kids. When you were a kid,
Ah,
neighborhood, and you
dude.
found the house had all the bicycles around it. And that's how you knew where all your homeboys were. You know what I mean? You couldn't call. You could call and be like, "Yes, Mrs. Blah blah blah. Oh, is so and so home? No, he's out playing with his friends. Okay, thank you. And you make 3 or 4 calls, and then that's it. Now you go out, you get on your skateboard, you get on your bicycle, go rolling around the neighborhood, and then you'll find where your people are. You didn't really rely on, or I mean, not television, but telephone was the secondary option. You didn't necessarily care too much about it. I mean, it was cool. It was quick and easy. But like, if you wanted to talk to your girlfriend, like after hours or something, if you could call her, but she'd be like, Shh, my mom's awake. She'll hear the phone ring. Then you just be like, all right, well, meet me at blah blah blah, and you sneak out and you go meet and talk in person. So it wasn't like we relied on any of that shit. We were just pretty fucking feral. And once our generation started getting into there, you're not gonna have any fear of that. You know, like if my internet goes out, fine. Like I literally built a radio from ground up back when I was in my 20s, and from a stray PC board you got back at Radio Shack, and soldered and built a freaking radio. And then like whenever we'd be out here in the country and stuff, and lights would go out for blackouts or whatever, dude, I had a DC freaking a 9-volt DC battery, plug it up to my radio and jam music and turn candles on, and we're
So
chill.
hold on a minute. Can't you have a not a CB, but what Art Bell does, or like a
Oh,
CB?
ham radios, yeah.
Don't you need electric for that though?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
What CBs do you need? You do too for those to charge the bastards.
Yeah,
They go dead quick.
CBs you needed DC voltage, ham radio needed AC and a tower. So yeah.
So what would we use if there was a fucking apocalypse or like a blackout? What like because I was just thinking, man, I'll go get a CB now and start doing shows on that shit. Find a channel
Yeah,
and then
eventually.
people would know if there was a fucking thing, the internet goes down, find me on this fucking channel and I'll still do shit. 'Cause I'm almost like that's the only thing I would miss out of all this is talking on my like doing this. Fuck the internet, but I would miss like I'd be like, I wonder how like fucking uh Floppy's doing and shit. You know,
Right. If it really actually the network shut down, that's pretty much it. Unless you like pre-owned walkie-talkies, that's it. Because if you had a generator, then you could run like a ham radio station. You know what I mean? So if you actually had means to electricity in some form or fashion,
but I feel like you'd be a target then, though. It wouldn't be under. You wouldn't be like able to get no truth out because you'd be like,
and I,
they'd be like, where's that coming from?
well, yeah, well, they'd have to try. So that's called triangulation. So they'd have to triangulate your location. That takes a good while. Like so, like me and that other dude, the other Tim that I know that
Right?
we ended up boosting. We got a like a 60-foot freaking tower. That was back in the day when we were smoking shores. But we we
Smoking the swords.
yeah, we were both
Sorry.
in tech school at the time, so we got a signal generator, kind of like that dude Madman Markham did. We got a signal generator and we boosted our ham radio up to where we had FM radio station. We had you could actually spill it out onto antenna TV. So totally illegal. FCC, like, yeah, they were like, yeah, and so we knew that there was only a certain amount of time that we could actually have it. So we did it, we ran it, and then we shut the whole thing down. And then before you knew it, you'd see FCC vans rolling around, and because they're trying to
That's
try,
gangster.
yeah, our location.
That's fucking super gangster, dude.
It was dope, dude.
I
And
I want to do that now, dude. I want to do that now.
well, they'll be on you quicker now, but it's still fun. If you even popped it on for like the 2 hours, like say me and you wanted to do you know a um a pirated FM radio station or something, we could do it for like the 2 hours, but then we'd have to shut it off for like a month and keep everything completely shut off because they're quicker now. Like it took them like a few days to get to us before we and when we were doing it, we were like, I live in the boonies, but we were in the fucking boonies. Like, you would have to drive 15 to 20 minutes just to get to the local corner store, like a gas station. So we were like way the fuck out there. And they still, you'd still see the yellow vans coming out. There's a dope ass movie. It's with Christian Slater. Um, uh, what the
You
hell is
love Christian Slater. You know he does. He no, that's not. He's not. It's that Jerry. Who the fuck is in Travelers?
Never seen. I don't think I've seen it. No, Christian Slater he was in the 80s and 90s. Um, that was the name of that movie, man. It was called like shit. I bought it for my daughter because it talks a lot about like high school, and he has like some badass quotes. I did them on some of my I did them. I quoted it on my albums that I did, but yeah, it is close up cigarette shot. Ha ha ha. I don't know what that means. I like close up cigarette shots, but what was it? It was. Uh, Hang on, I'm gonna have to Google this shit because it's gonna drive me crazy if I don't.
Nova Traveler, what up, brother man? Oh, he said your cigarette was like right on the camera.
Ah,
this is real life fucking podcasting right here, boy.
pump up. That's what it was. Pump up the volume. Dope ass movie. I suggest any of y'all.
Pump up the volume. That's one of
Yeah,
my favorite NoFX albums.
yeah. Pump up the volume. Pump up the
But
volume.
it's called Pump Up the Volume, like
Oh,
VALU.
who's
But
that? Did you say?
no effects. Remember
Oh,
the fucking? I pulled up the Heavy Petting Zoo, and we fucking great album. I know, dude. I listen to it like before shows sometimes to get me pumped up. But I was, dude. I don't know if you remember the Heavy Petting Zoo. And we ended the show, and I did not want to end it on Heavy Petting Zoo, and that was the fucking picture. Was the Heavy Petting Zoo? That was, you know what I'm talking about, dude?
no, dude, no, no.
Dude, go look at our videos. One of our last videos we did, the fucking like, if you go to watch it, the fucking like the art on it, it's the cover of the NoFX album, and it says Heavy Petting Zoo, and it's got a guy fucking holding a sheep, fucking,
Oh, dude, yeah,
fucking.
I remember that. Yeah, okay,
I
I remember that.
did not do that on purpose. Remember, I took it away.
Yeah, no, but
What the fuck?
that movie that movie's all about this dude. He like moves into a new town like in Arizona or some shit. I can't even remember, but he had to he started pirating FM radio stations and just bullshitting. And like it goes into high school and stuff like that because the reason why I bought it for my daughter was my youngest daughter. She was having hard times in high school, and it's hard to tell a kid that like high school isn't shit. Like it doesn't matter, dude. Like if you're getting picked on or whatever, either there's two options. You fight and you know,
Live to see
but
another day and you
bust
prevail,
yeah,
or
kid in his mouth and they'll never talk shit about you again, or you be a pacifist, or whatever it is. But those are your only two options. But you got to remember that fucking high school is like the beginning of shit.
Everything.
Yeah, it's
Well,
well,
it's like the world's ending, like the littlest thing. Though I've been watching Wonder Years, so I've been like getting flashbacks of fucking high school and junior high, and like everything that's like every episode is like the world's ending to Kevin, and like in reality, it's really not that big of a deal.
no big fucking deal, dude.
You
Like
know
it's
what I'm saying? Like,
yeah, and my daughter, she became like a cutter and all that shit. She was like, no one look. And I'm like, dude, get the, and like in my world, like that's just not accepted. It's like, get the fuck out of here. Shut the fuck up. Like, fuck those motherfuckers. You know what I'm saying? But like at that point, and you understand it because you were there too. And we were all there. Where it feels like if you're unpopular, blah blah blah, like that actually means some real shit. That ain't gonna mean shit when you're 26 or you're 27 or you're 30 or you're 35. You know, you fuck that, dude. And
yeah, yeah,
it shouldn't take definition or take hold of who you are or how you uh become a real person out of all of that. Like in my world, it was you just grow tough skin and you learn to not let anything, um, you know, d- not distract you, but let anything bug you about shit. You know what I'm saying? Like if someone's like, because that's how we used to always greet our own fucking homies. You know what I'm saying? Like go up to your homie and you be like, hey, fuck you, you fucking
yeah. Like I still call my brother a fag. Like when I see him, I'll be like, "Love you, fag. Later, fag. Love you, bro."
right,
Like we
right,
still do it every night, every time. We still. I say I love you to my brother. I don't give a shit. I do. I say I love you,
yeah,
bro. When I leave, we're
yeah,
Italian, dude. We all say I love you. You know, I kiss my
yeah,
mom every time I see her goodbye.
absolutely,
But I do call him a fag every time. Like later, fag. You know, I
yeah,
do, and that doesn't. And then that's a term of endearment for me and my brother. His name is Clayton, so I call him gay because
right,
his name is Clay. So I call him Gabe, you know, and like he's grown up with that name. You think I'd call him that because I hate, you know? No.
yeah,
Go
no,
ahead, bro. Sorry.
yeah. I did that shit on Facebook. My daughter posted some sentimental shit about my grandkids. She's like, "Oh, I love him so much." Blah blah blah. He's the world of my life, and yeah, 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 yeah. And I was like, "Fag," you know, just to be
Just
endearing.
joking around.
Yeah, and Facebook's like, we detected that as some hate speech, and you're not
Oh
allowed
yeah,
to.
Facebook don't play, huh?
Yeah, and I was like, fuck you, that's my daughter. Like, I'll call my daughter a fag if I fucking want to, because I'm not saying that she's not a
A
homosexual,
fag.
even though she, but not that it's a bad thing. You know what I mean? So
I
I'm just
mean, would it be better if you just went Masha means Kamasha? Because that's basically what we're saying.
right.
We're just blurting out a tone that sounds endearing to us.
Right. Yeah, because that's how we fucking grew up, and that's what we fucking say to each other.
Yeah,
We're not all born with. And when I use the same term, I use it loosely. We're not all born with vaginas. I respect a vagina, a actual vagina, but it's a fucking bitch that I'm calling
yeah,
a.
it's way more to maintain than what we have to maintain.
Yeah, no shit. Like, but nah, you're being a cooter, man. Like, get the fuck out of here. Like,
Right.
yeah, I'm just not. I wasn't built for that, and I'm never gonna conform to it. I'm always gonna just be the same breezy that I always was. And if the world surpasses me on that, and it considers everything that I say offensive, well, I personally
Don't
find
give a fuck.
I find that entire world offensive. You know, like what happened to my rights? Why can't I find something fucking offensive? You know, like
Yeah.
if you were really talking hate speech and you were talking, you wouldn't just stop at the first three letters of the FAG. You'd go with the GGOT. Like that's where it went. That's when you're actually saying something to
Eh,
offend.
I say that sometimes, but I don't mean it. And again, but again, that's more in a hateful way, though. But
Right.
it doesn't. But I still don't refer to him, and I say him because I call my brother a faggot. But what I'm saying is, I'm like, stop being a faggot, bro.
Yeah. But like, there was, and
Is
also
that
there.
what you're? But no, if you walked up to a person that you think might be gay, and you're like, dude, you're a faggot. See, I don't. Who does stuff like that though? I don't understand. I don't think that really like happens. You know what I'm saying? Like it might. Some people are weird, but most likely, dude, if it happens, it's probably warranted. But like people don't just do like don't just be like, well, maybe in high
Yeah.
school for
Like
sure.
it's like the same as using the hard R. Like that's when you're talking shit.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? Like if you're,
yeah, yeah.
and
I get what you're saying.
especially the way that you pronunciate it. If you're like, you fucking fag, blah blah blah. But if you're like, you blah, blah, and you say it with that intent, then that's what you're
Yeah,
actually.
yeah. I can dig that. I've said it like that though.
Yeah.
You know. I
Yeah.
mean, it's a good word. It's just a good word. It's a good word. What do you want
But
me to say?
the intent is to actually demean somebody. You know what I mean? It's not
Yeah.
the
Hey,
intent.
it works. It
You
works.
can you can use the word. You know what I mean? Like, you fucking fucker. But if you're like toasted or you're in a heated, you mother blah blah. Now
See,
you're
but
talking.
like
There's intent behind it. You
I get
know.
what you're saying, but I'm saying though, but like, what's more offensive, like that, or like walking out the door and being like later homosexual? You know what I'm saying? And he's not gay. You're just saying like, is that the
Right.
proper later home? Because I do call him homo. Later homo.
Yeah.
I call him a million different, but that's just because his name is gay.
Right.
But the whole point of me saying this is that it's just a word. Like we said all those words as kids, like not and everybody already knows this that's watching this. I'm pretty sure because I know the age realm that watches us get it, but you get what I'm saying though.
Yeah. No.
Like,
It's
but they
it's the
need to get over that shit.
it's not the fucking word. It's the intent behind it and the way you fucking
I
say it.
hear you.
You know.
Yeah, the
Like
intent. The intent. That's the best way to put it. If you want to hurt someone's feeling, like if they're really gay and you want, like, that's crazy, But like
right.
to call your brother a faggot in a video game, like when you're mad at him, like, or like he owes you some money and you're like, stop being a fag, bring me some money, or something, whatever.
Right. No, it's you can tell it, and you can tell it because the tone expresses it. When there's anger behind your voice, when you're actually saying it to demean somebody. When
Yeah,
you're not.
like hate, like hateful, like hate. I don't believe there's a such thing as a hate crime though.
No, I don't either. I think that's stupid.
That's the
And
dumbest fucking shit I ever heard. A hate crime, dude. A fucking
yeah,
hate crime.
yeah, I don't believe
Cause
in well, but I grew up. We both grew up in a different time, and to like newer individuals, they wouldn't even understand what the fuck we're saying. But like, it was, like I don't even have a problem with like let's just bring up the topic like racism, right? I don't have a problem if someone is a racist. To me, they are a piece of shit. But that has nothing to fucking do with me. You know what I mean? Like, all right, yeah, you can be a piece of shit. It has nothing to fucking do with me. Do your own thing. Live your own life, and you're going to get judged accordingly whenever you enter into the other world. You know, Fine. So what? If
bro.
you're
Bro, real fast. We just had 8 people in here. We said fag a few times. Everybody dipped. There must have been some homos in this fucking room. The
yeah.
chat. No, I'm just saying some homos had to dip out.
Well, it's also
I'm
dude,
I'm
like
joking, dude.
yeah, but also like 120 something year time was like 12 my time. So people got to go to bed and shit. So
No, it goes up and down the whole fucking night. It'll be back up at 10. It'll be it just
the algorithm, and they're like, you said fat.
yep.
We're gonna tell you only got 4 subscribers because you shouldn't be saying that dirty word. Yeah, fuck.
It's weird like that. But yeah, no, it's weird. It'll like jump down to 1 and then like be back up at 10 and like literally within minutes. Like I think it's weird.
Like I and it's like they'll be at like 500 views, and then like in 2 seconds drop to like 200 views, and they're like, "Yo, how did we lose 300 people?" And then boom, it'll be back up. So they're like, "Nah, I think you."
Yeah. I think it's a total mind fuck. I hate, but I always still look at it. But I think it's a mind fuck though.
Yeah,
And Ryan, I've been wanting to comment on your comment with the Justin had to take off his shirt talking about the heavy petting zoo. And I fucking had the pump up the volume shirt with that said no effects. It had the chick with the volume on her tongue, the V cut, and then it said no effects on the back and volumes. I had that one. I would fucking oh man, if to have that shirt right now, I fucking would, dude. That thing would be worth so much money. Like I heard those rock and roll tees and shit are worth some bread, bro. Like our age shit, if we still have them, bro, they're worth some money, bro. I don't have any of mine. I don't got shit from back in the day. I don't even got shit, bro. I've lost shit, restarted. Only stuff I really have, I left at my parents. Other than that, man, I've did shit, lost shit, fucking done whatever. You
yeah.
know,
I got a bunch of dope ass. What's your
um,
inspiration for your tattoos? Are you asking me, Noah? I mean, I'm the only dude that's got tattoos,
you're the
bro.
only one with tattoos. Yeah, Noble's asking you. Noble's cool as shit, dude. You should check out his channel. He's gonna come on here. Um,
I have
one day or another.
I have two inspirations for him. Some are ones that I like, and oh, my neck tattoo. Um, so yeah, it was kind of a culmination, I guess you could say. So, I'm a religious dude. I mean, I don't. Um, I'm not exactly like a live by religion type dude, but so when God spoke the world into existence, came out of his mouth, and then that's when time existed. So that's when time happens without God speaking morality or mortality into the world. And the mortality is ended, and then that turns into the mighty death pop, which is when you die. So from God speaking mortality into the world becomes an hourglass, which becomes time, which ends in your death. You know, that's how that one rolls. But
He said that's really cool, bro. That's
most of my tattoos are, some of them are ones that I asked for, um, and then some of them are things I live by, like my Juggalo family piece. You know, horror movies. It's upside down, but you can still see it. It's Leatherface. Um, but a lot of them were because I had homies that were learning how to do tattoos, and so I was basically kind of a um, what would you call it? What do you call it whenever you're just like a piece of artwork or like a
Like a art tapestry or
yeah,
not
there's
something like
where
that. One of those art things that they paint on
yeah,
art
a
a
canvas, yeah.
canvas. There you go.
Yeah, so like I got like I'm a big fan of Ice Cube. I got an Ice Cube piece, but that was because my homeboy wanted to start learning to do portraits. So I got an Ice Cube piece. I got a that's Ash from Evil Dead, insane. So some of them are like this one, the Skull and Crown. That's obviously came out on. That was a record label, Trox, and um, this one right here is up here. That's my actual signature that I used to, um, you know, most painful place to get a tattoo: ribs, and top of the feet are the most painful. I even got my dick tattooed, and it didn't hurt for shit. It actually gave me a chubby. Like, no bullshit.
That's manly. I haven't gotten a tattoo or a piercing.
Yeah. No, there.
Dude, I
Some
smoked all my joints. I broke my bowl. I've done so many dabs it's pointless at the moment. And I want to smoke more weed. I just want to smoke a joint, and I don't feel like rolling another one. Like, dude, I just smoked like a half gram of keef today.
just tell me what
Ah,
go to, and I'll get you 25% off discount at the Glass House when you go tomorrow. So
yeah, that'd be dope. I need a new piece, bro, because I don't. I've been sitting there just rolling up all my dispensary weed and keef just constantly, bro. Like, and I just want to, like, I got some lemon cookies, right? I got like an eighth. Like, I want to open it, but do I want to roll like half of it up into a joint? You know what I'm saying? Like, damn, man, I want to try it, but I don't want to roll it all up into a joint. I probably am about to though. For real,
yeah,
for real.
I'll hit my dude in Columbus up and be like, "So Tim Zahler's gonna come in there and tell you Breezy said 25% off, and I'll hook you up."
Oh, there's a place in Columbus.
Yeah, there's one in Columbus. Yeah,
Fuck yeah, dope, dude. Good looking, dude. That'd be sick. That'd be
yeah.
sick.
Let me know so I'll hit him up. I'll hit. Actually, there's what's the non-Columbus town you're close to? Well, that's kind of hard to say because there's
Marion, but that was the town I was just talking to that told me not to come back. The only time I go back there is to go to the dispensary. How ironic. But other than that, if anybody ever says want to go anywhere in Marion, I'm like, fuck no, right? Funny story. My sister and my nephew and her dude went to a monster truck thing in Marion, and the fucking safety guy got ran over by the monster truck right in front of him.
no shit.
And my mom thought it was the funniest thing in the world, but not like she's just like, how fucking ironic that the safety guy gets ran over. like,
Right.
like, like of all the people that should get ran over, the safety guy should not be the one to get ran over, dude.
Yeah, no, you're literally the epitome of what you're trying to prevent from happening. That's
The
funny.
worst safety guy ever, dude. Got ran the fuck over, dude. Like, and I literally asked my nephew. I said, hey, what happened? What happened? What did you see? And he goes, he got. I said, what happened? He got. I said, "What'd he do?" And he said, "He laid there and slept." I was like, "Oh Lord, dude!" Like, yeah, he said it so innocently and like nonchalant, dude. He went to sleep or something like that. I was like, "Oh my gosh." He says the funniest stuff, dude.
That's
The
fucking
stuff he's so smart and he's young. The stuff that comes out his mouth, you're like, "Did I just hear that?" Like, what?
yeah.
That's my dad yelled at him the other day, and I said, "What happened?" Like when we were in the car, we were finally leaving. I'm like, "What happened when we were in there?" And he said, "Papa yelled at me." I said, "What did he say?" He was like, he just started screaming, dude. It was so funny. He's not even 3 yet. It was hilarious, dude. He went in, dude. I was laughing real hard, bro.
Yeah,
Funny
no,
dude.
dude, like my 9 year old, he's a smart dude. I mean, he's like number three in his whole district as far as grades and everything. Like, he's like smart as shit. And he just discovered, well, not just, but like within the last year, discovered like online gaming, like Fortnite and shit like that. And so, like me and Jen are sitting in the living room, and all you can hear him, he's like yelling. He's like, "Bro, did you just hit me with that chit, man? Look, man, that's shit, dude. Shit." And and like my wife, Jim busts in there, she's like, "The fuck are you saying?" He's like, "No, I said chit. I didn't say SH. I didn't say shit. I said chit." And she's like, "That's too fucking close. You know what you're fucking trying to say." And he's like, "Oh, fine. I won't say chit anymore, even though chit's not a bad word, Mom."
That's a good one, dude. That's pushing the line. That's a good push. That's a good line pusher.
Yeah, exactly. And she came back out. She's like, "Can you believe he's saying that?" And I was like, "Well, when I was his age, I was saying you mother." I meant motherfucker, but like
Right, right.
off, I'd be like, "You mother." She's like, "What did you say?" Like, no, there was a kid in the car. He was actually a mother. And
Like seriously,
yeah, it's
there's
funny.
our mother. So good. Yeah. I honestly, being Italian, my mom always. I know it sounds very rude and disrespectful, but I've pretty much always cussed in front of my mom. I've always, for the most part, like definitely, like once I got into like later into high school or into high school, I was in like, like, dude, we just swear. My whole family, we swear. Like,
Yeah,
we're just Italian. We swear. Like, man,
yeah,
I don't know. I'm respectful, but I'm really not because I would just admit normal conversation, be like, yeah, fucking, I'm like, I'm talking to you. Like, that's how I talk to my mom.
yeah.
Is
Same
that
here.
weird?
Yeah, no,
All
same.
right, good. I'm like, am
Yeah,
I, am I out of hand here? Because, but my mom talks. Nah, she does not talk like that, but she understands. She doesn't.
right, right. Now, yeah, it's same with me. Like, if my mom's actually, if she starts getting drunk and shit, doing whiskey, and we're hanging out, the fuck is my cat doing? Diddle, quit fucking scratching shit, you fucking douchebag. But
Nah, kitty. Nah.
nah, ain't got. But yeah, like if she starts doing shots and shit, like she starts getting loose, and uh she'll literally, noble traveler. I didn't hear the boner question, or but no, you haven't offended anything. But yeah, she'll literally start. She's like, "These and I'm like, "Oh, thanks, mom. You're back to where you were when I was a kid." And and it's
What
cool.
was the boner? Not to interrupt. What was the boner question?
Yeah, I never heard it. Um,
I don't think it'll offend them, bro. We don't like we said, words are words. You don't mean it in an
Yeah,
offensive
no.
way. We don't give a shit, dude.
But yeah, like it's weird, man. Like when I was a kid, if I did like chores or whatever, go outside, rake the leaves, or um, take out the trash, or mow the yard, or something like that. Like there was no, you didn't get allowance for any of that shit. Like, but with my kids, my mom's like a totally different person. She's like this old grandma that, oh, well, I'll give you $5 if you go, blah blah blah. But same broad, get her in the same conversation, few shots in her, and she's like, I'll say some shit, she'll be like, you motherfucker. what the fuck? And I'm like, yeah, there's my mom. I knew you fucking lame.
Welcome back, ma.
Knew you weren't this lame douchebag that's been raising my or helping raise my kids with all this. Oh, I'm just an innocent old lady. No, you're not.
Well, it's a good role to play. I would if I was old and the lady.
I don't like with my grandkids, dude. I tell them straight up, dude. I'm the same way, and then like my kids, they actually use me as a threat. They're like, ah, well, you want Grandpa Breezy to get on here? And they'll like look at me and they're like, nah, keep that motherfucker. And I'm like, dude, I'll bust your ass. I ain't even fucking with you. I will kick your fucking ass. Do not, what'd you say to your mom? You know, like, do not cross that path, bro, because I still got it in me. I will. I would never literally hurt a child, but I will bust a child's ass, and I believe in that wholeheartedly. A spanking is a spanking. You do not disrespect your elders, your mom especially. You know what I mean? And yeah, I just don't tolerate. I don't tolerate the bullshit. You know, and consequently, I've never had to. I've never had to spank any of my grandchildren because they just go, "Oh, you want Grandpa Breezy to deal with it?" And they're like, "No, ma'am, no, no." And I'm like, "Yeah, that's how you talk to your mom." No, ma'am. Yes, sir. Blah blah blah. You because, and I've never had to, and that's the bark of it. You know what I mean? Like, because back when I was a kid growing up, if you had, I don't care what kind of um, uh, person it was, like a mom's gonna go, baby, please stop, blah blah blah, and then they can start yelling, and they can, but it's still just like a yell from a female, and then you get the bark from a dad or a grandparent or an uncle, and they go, hey, blah 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 blah, and like that whole thing just instills terror into you, and you're like, oh shit. Never mind. I don't want to. I don't want to find out. I don't want to find out what's going on there. you know and I believe that's part of like a thing with society nowadays, because especially when you live with a single mom. My mom was single for a long time when I was a kid, and it got to the point where unless there was extreme measures that she had to deal with me, which I'm not going to get into because people would go, that's abuse. But I wasn't afraid of my mom. But like if a dude barked at me, like my uncle or my stepdad or anybody else, or a grandparent, barked, and it you could feel that male voice going, hey, you know, blah blah blah. And you go, oh yeah, no, I'm good. I'm good. Yeah, because you're about to receive an ass whooping. You're not going to come back from. So I highly agree with that scenario. Let's just put it that way.
Dude, hold on. What do I do, dude? Recovery. It looks like Windows didn't load correctly. If you'd like to restart and try again, choose Restart My PC below. Otherwise,
No,
choose
ev-
See Advanced Repair Options for
everything
troubleshooting.
everything is looking good on my end and on
No,
my.
no, I'm not. I'm on my phone. I'm talking about my actual laptop. Oh,
Oh,
no.
nah, dude, ignore it. Ignore it.
No, I can't. It froze up and was done. It's in recovery right now.
Oh, okay.
I had to reboot it. So do I restart it or
Let it do
do
its
I
thing.
see? Well, it's making me choose between the two. Gil, are you watching, bro? By any chance?
Now go into recovery, because that'll keep all your program systems and shit.
Well, I'm in recovery now, and it's asking me to where it
What's
took me.
that?
I'm gonna see the options. Continue, turn off your PC, use a device, or troubleshoot. Reset your PC and see advanced.
Reset your PC.
Exit. I want to exit and continue to Windows 11.
You got 11. 11 sucks, bro. But yeah, I would. Yeah, that's where I'd go with it. But 11 sucks. That's why I got my shit on. I got 10. I like XP Pro personally. I hate
I
how.
hope it just. I hope it didn't just erase everything in my computer.
No, it won't, because your program files are stored um, completely through your Windows, so it won't. Very files, it might, but your regular program files won't.
Okay, it's back. I'm back in the world, dude. This whole time I've been streaming, I didn't have a laptop. I had stuff like picked out just in case. Like now, we're definitely not gonna run out of shit. We never run out of shit to talk about. But I had shit like news stories just in case. Not like something not to run out of talk about. But what's the word? Just like something to talk about. You know what I'm saying? And
Yeah,
there's some good shit. And I
dude,
wanted.
get the fuck on. Cat's she's about to go in the heat. She's being a total fucking cunt.
I don't care about up. I don't care about. Just want my fucking computer back. Please enter site info to start syncing again. What does OneDrive mean?
OneDrive is the cloud. That's basically what that is. So it'll go off your.
Find the mail on my on my computer. I'm retarded. I heard it just come in.
Yeah, no, you blinked out and it came back in.
I mean, I can't go to it, but where is it at on my computer? Here it is. Oh no, that's just what I'm on. Oh, right here, maybe.
I still want.
No,
Question was, I'm curious. Got me. Noble's got me curious.
fucking cares about it. It was something stupid. Um, fuck you. Alright, give me back to here. Did it erase all my stuff?
No, I shouldn't have.
I mean, it's all in the tabs, but I had a whole show put together. I have to go through the tabs and pull it back up again. Like
Like
in
if
the
you're
recent history, I'll have to go through and pull it back up.
if you're browsing something like at the moment, or say you're writing a Word document without having autosave on, then you might have lost some of that shit. But
That's what I was talking about. I had a whole show, but it was on the top, like as tabs. Like I was watching it, like you know what
yeah,
I'm saying. But
yeah,
I do have my history, so
yeah,
I
because
can go through and just pull it all up and
right,
just
because that's RAM. That's the random access memory. It shouldn't. It might pull RAM off, but it'll still be. So every time RAM goes in, it saves it to a temporary file, and you can pop like you said, like your history type shit up. In theory,
yeah.
I don't like Windows 11. I don't fuck with it. Like when I bought this laptop that I'm using now, I literally made sure it was Windows 10 because just not a fan. Just not a fan.
Yeah, I don't know what the difference.
Well,
Straight up.
different OSs use they use different tactics about your shit. Like so, like XP Pro is one of my favorites. I think that was like Windows 6, if I want to think about it right. So there's like 5.5 because that's how it used to go. Like you had Windows 3.1, then 3.5, then you had uh what was it, Windows 2. So it's the same animal. It's just they change up your GUI, and your GUI is your graphic user interface. So they just basically change up your graphic user how you're looking at it, but the way it saves the programs and the way it saves all your shit is pretty much the same. So it's
Dig it.
just a different way to
Well,
look
oh yeah, it says restore pages. Yes, they're back.
at it.
Eh, I didn't restore the other one because I just automatically say no.
Yeah.
Ah, I should have been listening. Should have listened. All I wanted to do was watch the Akron game today. It just wouldn't let me. I was like, bro, I hate
All
this
I want
computer.
to do is come zoom, 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 and the boom, boom. Just shake.
It's the first year. It's March Madness, and it's like one of the first years, maybe last year too. It's like last couple years I have not watched it or given a fuck. But usually I always have like a bracket, and it's always fun.
Like
I
that's
haven't
like
given a shit.
right, March Madness.
Yeah, if Ohio State's not in, I don't care really,
Yeah, for those of
unless
y'all
there's a.
who don't know nothing about me, I don't know shit about sports. I just kind of know a little bit. So people are like, ah, did you see the game last night? And I'm like, no. What game? The fuck are you talking about? I pulled
Dude,
some
my cat.
last night, but that was
God,
about it.
you did what?
I pulled some game on a hooker last night, but that was about it.
Dude, Marley's walking around like a fucking tiger, dude. Like he refuses to like try food and shit. I keep feeding him, like making him a bowl, and I've thrown away 2 bowls of food. Like he just wants it like a certain way, like or he won't eat it. Dude, he's just psycho, bro. He's walking around like right now, like he's like a tiger, like hunting, and he's just like yelling at me and shit. It's insane.
Like I don't get that. See, that's one of the things. That's the reason why. One of the reasons why I'm not a cat dude. Like a dog, he'll eat fucking anything. He'll just be like, oh, thanks.
Yeah,
You
dogs are retarded.
but cats, not
No, that's not true. Some dogs won't. No, you're right. But Marley will eat. Dude, Marley just tried to eat my spicy ass chicken. He wants my food. He don't want his. He wants mine. That's what he's not. That's why he's not eating it. I'm sitting here. My sister brought me dinner tonight, and it's this chicken fucking stir fry, but it's real spicy. And he can smell it, and he's just wigging out for it, dude. It's all he wants. He was like climbing up on the table, like like trying to get up. He's not like a. He never gets up on tables. He doesn't. Only thing he gets up on is where he sleeps. You
Right.
know, like on part, like he has a part of the bed. But other than that, like he's not one of them dudes that be climbing all up on shit. You know what I'm saying? Like he's never was. Like he's always been a really good cat. Like you know what I'm saying? Like I've let him on the couch, you know, but
Yeah. Now
uh
I like Jen's like, I didn't bring ditto wet food today, and blah blah blah. And I'm like,
if
so
they don't have wet though, dude,
I'm like, dude, man, like I'm like, dude, dude, like I grew up having outdoor dogs, so like they'll literally you throw them kibble or whatever the fuck you call it, they're just like dinner time, and they'll follow you everywhere you go, skateboarding or riding your bike or
no,
whatever.
Marley right now doesn't have any wet, and that's why he's being a psycho. You just said
Yeah,
it.
I don't get that concept. And then you feed the fucking cat what the fuck it wants, and what does it do? You're like,
Doesn't
hey,
even looks at you like fuck you and cusses you out.
it literally like perks his fucking tail up, shows his butthole at you, and walks the fuck away. Like, eat my ass, you
Yeah,
like
it
you
does, dude.
ungrateful fuck. Get out
They
of my
do, dude. That is a very good description. They do, bro. They're very, you know, like it's my house. They're very, but female cats are way worse than male cats. Like my cat isn't like that, dude. My cat doesn't ever put his tail up in the air. My cat doesn't ever do that weird shit.
yeah,
The only
nah, my
thing that he did that was weird, and I'd have like hot bitches over, and he'd be licking his balls all the time, dude. He'd be licking his balls. I'd be like, Marley, dude, like, stop. He'd be licking the shit out of his balls, like, have like a little bone. Like, Marley, dude.
yeah, dude. Nah, my fucking cat. The thing that I know she does it just to fucking piss me off. She'll like literally be chill as fuck, and then Jen will get home, and Jen will be like, "Oh, baby, here's some treats, blah blah blah," and it will literally walk over my shot glass and my beer and shit, and I'll go, and shake off like fucking hair. And I'm like, and she's a short haired cat, so it's not like that big of a deal. But I know what she's fucking doing. She's like, fuck you, dad. I'm fucking off my fucking
Yeah,
hair
yeah.
and shut.
Female cats are just like female women, dude. That's insane, dude.
I'm like, bitch. And I'll tell her, I'll be like, bitch, get the fuck off over my shot glass. And she'll like look up at me, give me like the pretty eyes, like, I'm innocent. And just shake your shit and fucking run. I'm like, fuck you, dude. Fuck that cat. I'm sick of her shit. I'm sick of this
Yeah,
bullshit.
that's hilarious, dude. So, what was it? Oh, I was gonna ask you something, and now I totally forget now. Um. Oh. Okay. So it's been coming up a lot. We talked about it in the earlier show. End times. I
Okay.
kind of gave my opinion because you kind of twisted my opinion on end times hardcore. Can I get your opinion again? Because I think I kind of align with yours like 1,000%. Not 1,000, but like pretty fucking close, almost on point.
Right.
But I explained it. I want to know if I understood it correctly because I don't know if I'm explaining it correctly myself.
Okay. Uh,
So we were talking about the Antichrist,
oh, yeah. Okay. Okay. Uh,
and I was talking, and like end times, and like, don't they go hand in hand? And doesn't like, isn't there like an order and etc.
Right. There
That's
absolutely
what
is.
I wanted to know. Here, Mummers, I got you again, bro. I hear you. Go ahead, bro. I'm sorry.
Yeah. So when it comes to end times, certain prophecies have to be fulfilled before the end times can come into fruition. There is a narrative about the the Illuminati and all this that are like bringing in and ushering in and making fulfillment happen as far as prophecies are concerned. It's actually pretty fucking crazy. Recently, they were talking about how they chained up the entrance to the west wall of the actual what do you call it, the holy of holies, which is the uh, it's hard to explain, the temple of Solomon, right? So when Jesus predicted that the temple of Solomon was going to be torn down, and it was, whenever um, the Pharisees came in and they tore down the temple of Solomon. They left half of it there, um, but there was a whole point where it came into fruition that the temple isn't actually the temple anymore. So whenever Christ says that, so in biblical prophecy, the temple's supposed to be rebuilt a third time. But in whenever you look into look into Jesus's teachings, Jesus said, "I am the way, the light, and the life." Right?
Right?
Back yeah, they had the big temple and it had like a big outdoor corridor filled in that was called the way, right? And that's where everybody would kick it. They had the part of the temple that was called the light, and that was where only the priests and the Pharaoh, I mean, not the Pharaohs, but the Pharisees and the Sadducees could go. And then you had the Holy of Holies, which was called the light, which no man could enter and be brought into the prophecy of the light. So when Christ actually said, "I am the way, I am the light, and the life," he was saying he himself is the temple, right? So whenever it comes into the fruition of the Antichrist isn't just an individual being. It's actually a culmination of people that are actually trying to drive this into fruition. So uh, I'm not trying to destroy anybody's. I'm not trying to talk shit on anybody's
See,
specific.
I looked it up in the I looked it up, and what he's saying really does say it says but keep going. But what I checked what he's like, it does say antichrists, not
Yeah.
antichrist. He's right. But go
So
ahead, keep
the,
going,
the,
brother. You
so when they talk about the mark of the beast and they talk about the 666, originally that was when Christ was on earth, and Nero was the 666. He fell into all the categorizations of what would be the actual Antichrist. So Nero was the first. History, according to whatever um, literature you're looking at, history was the second, and then there's supposed to be the other one that was head by head one. But if you really look into it, it's not an individual; it's a religion, and for a lot of us, like I was born and raised Catholic, right? Just like you. I believe in Catholicism but some of these details are very hard to argue against the fact. So what they're really talking about is there would be attributes of the Antichrist. One of them is being God on earth, which is blasphemy, right? There would be coming to a new age. If you look at the prophecies of Daniel, um, you had what he was talking about with the Antichrist was the bronze, or is the iron. Um, there's four different metals. I'm toasted, so I'm not gonna quote it. There's four different metals of the statue that created the Antichrist. The last one was um, sand and copper, right? So when you get into the actual factual, um, what it kind of turns out to is and the Antichrist isn't an individual; it's a group. It's a group of people. They have to commit blasphemy, right? So number one, um, blasphemy is considered um, proclaiming yourself as God amongst the earth, right? That and you can atone and forgive sins as God would. What is confessionals in Catholicism, right? That a dude tells you, yeah, you're absolved of all your sin. You are playing God, right? If you actually look into the Catholic um, handbook, it says that the Pope is God incarnate on earth, and he can forgive you and absolve you for your sins, and only he can. So there's a connection there. I'm not condemning Catholicism at all. I believe religion on any aspect um, helps individuals, and it brings people closer to God. Another part of the blasphemy was that without financial gain, that's the reason why Jesus uh, got pissed off at the money changers in the temple. Back in the gap in Catholicism, you could actually go and pay a certain amount of money to get uh, forgiven for your sins. And that's what Christ was pissed off about, and that's what he was talking about. So, I'm not just saying that it's just Catholicism, but it's religion as it is. They've conformed religion to where it's it's taking all these attributes in as far as what it takes to be holy, what it takes to be godly, what it takes to have man have it. So like back in the gap, like on my people, so like on the Native Americans and the Mexicans, whenever Catholicism actually came over to the New World, quote unquote, unless you spoke Latin, you could not read the Bible because the Bible was in Latin at that time. So you're not allowed to be able to read it. You had to go to church to have someone translate from Latin to your native language and actually in order to even read it. So in
So so what so look, so when like real like so you're saying are you saying things that need to happen still until end times come? Is that where you're at still?
Yeah,
Okay, cool. All right, I was getting like kind of I'm ADD as shit. So I was not lost. I was just not. I actually wanted to get back on track, to like where we were at, like where I'm at,
yeah.
making
No,
sure we're still on
I'll
the
go.
same thing.
I'll
So
go. I'll go off on the tangents as well. So if you got a lane, steer me in it because I'll go off on my own tangent as well.
yeah,
But
no, yeah. I just want to know, like, straight up, is there like what has to happen before it could really like before Jesus is like what Jesus actually is supposed to come back, right?
so yeah, so that's what I was kind of getting at, but in a roundabout way. So
Yeah, in a roundabout way, more in a more in depth, like where somebody can just pick it up and understand it in a roundabout. You know what
yeah,
I'm
so
saying?
the third temple has to be rebuilt. But if what I was saying earlier, if Christ, I am the way, the light, and the life, if that is the recreation of the temple, then that prophecy has been fulfilled. The trumpets have to be partaken, right? So, and we've been hearing the trumpets for, I don't know, in the last like 3, 4 years. You know,
Easy.
you
Well, actually, probably longer than that. Really, since Trump came around, really, which is kind of weird.
right.
But go
Well,
ahead.
you'll hear that shit on like YouTube videos where they're all outside and you hear the boom,
Yeah, I've heard him. I've heard
boom,
him, dude. I know exactly
right?
the shit you're talking. I know exactly what you're talking about.
And then you have to look at um, how the Antichrist will present himself as a god. So now you're talking Project Bluebeam. You know what I mean? Like if you have holographs that are in the sky and some dude comes out and goes, I am the Lord Jesus Christ, blah, 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 blah. And it's this huge thing. And you get all these people that fall to their knees and actually, submit to this holographic fucking piece, then now you've gone into it. The monetary system. So when in Revelations when it talks about the mark of the beast on your hand or on your forehead, right? So in Hebrew, one of the big things is that you wrap a piece of Torah, which is the first 5 books of Moses. You wrap scripture around your head and your forehead, right? That's why you see like the old school Jews and they have like the big box on their head and they're praying wall and shit.
I was
That's
wondering what
what
the.
that is that covers up. So if you look at Catholic um, baptismal um, procedure, right? So we all remember John the Baptist took Jesus into the Jordan River and baptized him in water, right? Catholicism and a bunch of other religions, they put oil on your head. They anoint you with oil. Well, what repels fucking water? Oil. What keeps
Yeah.
water away from your shit? Oil. You know what I mean? So it's a blockage. You know, um, the center mass on an individual. You know, when you do, and I did it a million times as a kid, going through Catholicism and all that shit, and religions, not just Catholicism, but alternate religions. You do. up here, 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 and here, right?
Mm-hmm.
Forehead, middle of the chest, left and right. What the fuck is that when you're really looking at it? It's an upside down cross. It's not,
Is it?
yeah, it wouldn't be eye to eye, you know what I'm saying? Like, it wouldn't be here and here.
I
It's,
was taught to go to to my sternum.
yeah, your sternum, right? Which is right
Yeah, I
fucking
guess you're right. That is not.
shoulder, shoulder.
It's
That's
close. It's
so
close.
it,
If you
what,
went to belly button, it would be a little more. Oh no, because that would be like that would make more sense to go to your belly button.
right, right. But it's still, it is what it is. But what
Right. Right.
what Christ talked about was non-graven images, right? So graven images. So if you get into the point that where graven images came from and what they're about, like, we as every fucking religion, not just, and I'm not talking about like old school Jews, but I'm talking about like modern day religiosism. What they're talking about is they have these angels that are, cherubs that have the little kids with the wings, and you know it was not supposed to be. That's what Christ was actually talking about. Like, do not have graven images. And so you go, okay, well, what's a graven image? Because there was cherubim on the actual Ark of the Covenant. The actual Ark had cherubims that had wings touching. It's what it is um, it's a worshiping factor. It has really nothing to do, because that's what he says. You shall have no graven images from above or below. So you shouldn't have, you know, the goat headed ball dude, and you shouldn't have, angels that you depict as winged flying, because that was nothing that was about God before it. Like when we did the angiology thing,
Right.
that had nothing to fucking do with it. So what's happening is in the end times, um, people are relying as far as their graven images, their ideologies of what God is, um, and not focusing on Christ as much as it should. When Christ came down, he basically said to all of them, and that's what pissed all the Pharisees and the Sadducees off. He said, "No, dude, y'all aren't worshiping the same. Y'all are worshiping money, motherfucker. Y'all are worshiping monarch. Y'all are worshiping Baal. Y'all are worshiping the gods that I don't worship. I'm not part of that. I am worshiping the God
He
of
was
life
he
and breath."
was like a when they say the truth, he was just a straight truther, bro. He was like the first real, just like the fuck. It's kind of crazy because like Hillary Clinton and her like in college, she did like a something about her favorite whatever, and like the person Zelensky,
Oh, dude,
Zelensky.
they're all blood
And
worshiping.
at the beginning, he dedicated it to Lucifer, saying he's the first liberal, or yeah, first liberal,
Dude,
because he
they're
defied Christ, right?
yeah, yeah.
But it's this. This is like the total other side of it. You feel me?
Dude, there's this whole one that's new on, I want, man, is it on Amazon or something, where they're making a cartoon, and it talks about how um, God is actually Satan. Like, and they're like, oh, there's this kingdom with golden gates and blah blah blah. And what really happened was Adam and Lilith. I don't know if you know about Lilith. If you don't, I'll explain it. But Adam and Lilith were first created, and Lilith didn't want to be subservient to Adam. He wasn't. He was like, "Bitch, go make me a sandwich," and she was like, "Fuck you."
She
And
wasn't
make
making that sandwich. Oh yeah, yeah. That
yeah.
wouldn't happen right away, bro.
So Lilith got expelled from the Garden of Eden. This is oral Torah. Like so, if you actually look into oral Torah, this is actual factual shit. And Lilith is also the creator of vampires
Is
in
she one of the soulless people?
no, she wasn't. She was actually the first. So when Adam and Lilith were born or created by God, uh, they were both created by dirt. Eve was created by
A
Adam's rib.
rib.
That's why we have one less rib than a woman has. You know, as far as
So are you saying God made a dirty whore before a woman?
well, no, he just made
Literally.
he made them equally. And then when she refused to be subservient,
Oh man.
then he kicked her out of Eden.
Is this
And
real? This really happened?
this is oral Torah. Yeah, this is before the Bible was actually written. So uh, then God created Eve, and Eve was submissive to Adam because she was made from him and had a certain respect for it, even though she was the creator of our natural sin, right? So because she listened to the serpent and she took a bite of the fruit and then gave the fruit to Adam, then we all got kicked out of Eden. So we were all born with generational sin or natural sin. Eventually, that came into fruition as far as we're always burdened with the natural sin that we became to live with. And to me personally, I don't really care how the story dictated itself. To me, we are born into this world with our own natural sin and our own natural uh, befallings, but that's the reason why Christ, you know, the Passover,
What's
the Pesach, the blood of the Lamb. That's the reason why we're saved through Him, is because we can't we can't undo the things that were done before us. So, but He can through His way and His light and His life. Through His blood, we're actually given a fresh start. Without that, we're just generationally being um, absorbed by um, sin that was brought from our forefathers. And that goes into the same way that you learn shit from your grandpas and your uncles and your fathers and their grandfathers before them and blah, blah, blah. You learn to um, have, I hate to say it, but to have hatred, to have all those fucking, you got a grandfather from World War II, those fucking Japs and blah blah blah, and yada yada yada, or even go further than that. I have hatred towards my fellow man, those Indians and savages, motherfuckers, and blah blah blah. Or before that, the Greeks and the Romans, and you're taught and projected this hatred towards your fellow man when you
shit,
should have.
they hated even Italians in like the
Yeah,
50s and
yeah,
60s and stuff, 30s, 40s. I don't know. Why'd
Yeah,
they hate Italians, bro? What we? Oh yeah, we did some crazy shit.
right. Instead of going, like instead of preaching forgiveness like Christ taught us, like instead of
Yeah.
understanding fellow man and understanding why, oh, well, that's, and a lot of people that read on bibliology, they have that same concept. They're like, oh, well, it said in Matthew, blah, 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 or whatever book you're fucking reading. Um, the Palestinians are crap and blah 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 blah. So you go, oh, screw the Palestinians, but you didn't understand why the fuck, because you didn't read. I always say when you read a Bible verse, it's 20/20 vision. Read 20 verses above and read 20 verses below, because that'll let you know what they're talking about, when they're talking about it, and why the fuck they're talking about it. Because you're looking at it like a history book, and people look at it like more of a religious book because they think that it's a religion and is our thing. No, it's history. So
Now I
it
get what you said that to me before, and now I understand what you meant by that.
right. So
You
look at
didn't reiterate, you didn't iterate what you meant by that.
right. So look at the war that they're at. It's like saying, if you were to take a quick, like a TikTok video about Russians versus Ukrainians, and you took just one little snippet and you went, the Ukrainians didn't do nothing, and Russian attacked. Well, look at what the fuck was going on before that. Look at what the fuck happened after that. Look at the whole fucking, the whole synopsis of the whole fucking excursion. You know, if you're just gonna take one little fucking CNN clip and be like, oh, they were innocent, and then all of a sudden, no, fucking take the whole concept in. Quit being a little fucking, you know, an immature little bitch about the bullshit, and fucking find out what the fuck is actually, where did it escalate? It probably escalated in like the 1970s or some shit, and began a revolt into the modern times, and then however it ends up, because people don't look at biblical literature like it's history. They look at it like it's a fucking fantasy, like it's a
Like
I
they're reading I hate to say it, like like a history. No, 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 like Harry
like,
Potter or something.
yeah, like a Harry Potter shit. Yeah, exactly. And see, like, and that's where me and my mom's, like, we disagree a lot, because she'll come in and I'm like, all right, well, how the fuck, because we were talking about the Jonah thing, and I was like, well, how the fuck did Jonah survive in the whale of a bell or the belly of a whale for 3 fucking days? And she's like, well, I just take it as like a child. Like, I accept it. And I'm like, no.
That kind of doesn't make sense, or is that symbolism?
Exactly. My personal, and I could be wrong. And that's where,
I don't think he actually went into the belly of a whale. I think he actually went somewhere, but it was dark for 3 days. I
no,
don't know if it was like
I think he did. And I think he died.
in
And
the belly of the whale.
yeah, I think he got eaten up by a freaking fish or a shark or something. And he died in there. And that's where the 3 days of the resurrection, and it was God bringing his spirit unto him, ended his mortal life and transferred him into a messenger of God, just like Christ did. And that's why in Matthew 12, when Christ is talking about, um, you had the scripture of Jonah, now you have me instead of the scripture of Jonah, the fulfillment of his prophecy. So Christ actually died for the 3 days. And I think that it wasn't like him sitting on a fucking raft, like inside of a belly of a well, like, um, the dude from Pinocchio and shit. Like it wasn't happening like that. That was his death and his rebirth and his proclamation to bring God's word unto amongst his people. You know, so I carry that on the same level as I do the
So
revelation.
then, do you think that that we're in end time?
I think we're in the beginning of it. Yeah, I absolutely do. I absolutely do. Will it come in me in your lifetime?
Yeah.
My youngest children's lifetimes, because I
So
think,
you think we are in end time?
yeah, I think we are.
See,
I,
I kind of think that everybody thinks that, and like that. But I do think things are crazy. But I think it's always been crazy.
it has, and even if you look at in Christ's lifetime, when Christ was actually talking about the end times, he was literally telling people, sell all your shit, give up all your, because it's coming down, it's going down. So this is a weird conception, and don't follow me. Anybody who's listening, don't follow me on this. Um, I think that it's all individual to us. Like it's our own matrix, it's our own piece. We're gonna, and I say peace like PIECE, like it's our own shit. So when I die, you die, when everybody around us is actually the fruitions of the biblical prophecies are gonna take hold, and we're all going to die, regardless of what timeline that we're in. We're all going to die in our own end of world that it is. Like I don't think that we're gonna see um the end of the world, but of our world. And that's how it's gonna come into fruition. Me personally, that's just kind of what I'm tuning into. I'm not saying I subscribe to it wholly, but it it makes me have a ideology of, yeah, those prophecies are going to be fulfilled in our world, in our existence. The the people that die and go before us, like those are like NPCs. That's all going to happen. But whenever we actually go to the beyond, um, all of Christ's prophecies and all of Ezekiel's and Daniel's prophecies are all going to be fulfilled within our own self, if that makes sense. You know. So I think, yeah, we're all going to experience the Armageddon. We're all going to experience the revelations. We're all going to.
What's gonna happen? Some people believe in a rapture. I don't know if that's if what I've heard the rapture is. I don't know if I really believe it. I
Rapture,
kind of I don't
rapture's
think it's the same thing as Revelations.
no, rapture is never actually talked about in the Bible.
That's
Biblically,
why it doesn't sound, dude. Honestly, dude, it doesn't sound right to me. When people talk about the rapture, I feel like they're talking about some QAnon shit almost.
what I think that the rapture is it's in within each one of us. So there comes a point where you become a believer of Christ and your soul is raptured and it's done then and there. And when they're talking about like people disappearing and just floating up into heaven, nah,
Right.
that's horseshit on the time. But
That's the
there
part I'm talking about. Stuff like that.
right, but there is a point where you find Christ and you find your true um love with God and where
But
you're
are people gonna come out of the ground from the dead and rise from the dead?
nah. See that
Are
happens.
men gonna die of fear? That's in the Bible though, right?
Yeah, but I think that happens on your own plane of existence. So say I found God at 14, you know what I mean? Or, what
Right.
that's my rapture. That's when I'm going up and I'm going into the eternal heaven. Um the trash lay that goes on in this existence after that is exactly that. This world that I live in, the physical world, is going to continue without me. Even though I'm there, I could still be there. I could be like, you know, you know, my spiritual rapture, where I finally came into fruition with Christ and in heaven, already has taken place. So I'm already there, because I've given myself to God, I've given myself to Christ. I and how far that lasts outside of my own fucking world, who knows? You know what I'm saying? Like people could have been raptured in the 1200s or the 1604s or you know and they gave their life to Christ and to God itself. When they died, they saw, you know, turmoil, they saw war, they saw the end of their world happening. But you had already given yourself over. So your spirit at that point in time, think of like Back to the Future type shit. At that point in time, when you were 14 and you already gave it up, you can still live your life through it. But that's the point that's going to go to the sky. You know what I mean? And everything after that can just be after that. That's not talking about the physical world because God's not talking about the physical world. He's talking about the dragon, and the 1,000 years of peace on the earth. Is he actually talking about earth or is he actually talking about the thousands of years in your clarification of your spirituality? So to me, like personally, I don't buy into the concept that um, this world's going to end as far as we particularly see it. We'll see it in our own way of seeing things, but is his actual creation going to be ended? Nah, not in my time. Like I don't see it. I mean, I do believe, like, part of me, the mortal part of me believes, yeah, we only got like another generation, and then it's gonna freaking be, you know, uh, because God promised He wouldn't end the earth by flood again. So maybe a meteorite or some shit's gonna hit. But
Hmm.
I
What about not to? Sorry, go ahead. I just
no
want to remember so you heard we talked about it, and we've talked about it actually multiple times, and we actually talked. I've me and Gil talked about it. But dude, what's up with this devil comment?
the what?
The devil comment that's supposed to come the day after April 8th, after the eclipse.
Oh yeah.
I mean, like, honestly, I think it's nothing. But what do you think? Is there anything to that?
No, I think it's fear mongering, and I think that because anything that's celestial, like that, comes from God Himself. So it's just the as above, so below type shit. It's just a fear mongering tactic. Like, oh, you'll see the darkness and then you'll see the light of Lucifer and blah blah blah. Nah, I believe God's greater than all of that. And
So then, but what if this? Hold on. We know that this eclipse, if this is a real eclipse, like if the eclipse actually happens, right? And we
right,
see it, and they don't like block it out or something, and we know it really happens. It goes down exactly like we thought it would. I would say that's an act of God, right?
yeah, everything is. Yeah.
Okay, so then the next day, what if they? Because we don't know, dude. Comet mind balls, right?
Right.
So what if the next day when they said get prepared, everything be ready, that's what they're gonna use as their like
Oh, like a Project Bluebeam type or their
yeah, or anything. Yeah, any type of thing to kind of,
yeah, I
you
think
think that's a possibility, or is that just kind of a too
yeah,
much of a reach?
no, absolutely. I mean, think about when Christ was crucified on the cross. You know, um, there was the eclipse. You know, there was the entire blackout of from, and what does that blackout actually mean? Like, is it a blackout of what you perceive? You know, to because when Christ was actually crucified, and he said, "Father, why have thou forsaken me?" Um, there was when Christ actually died
So when Christ died on the cross, at that moment, his blood shed. What happened?
that the world went dark,
Did
and
it?
there was great there was great earthquake. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know if you
So
ever seen.
like almost like the heavens were falling.
Right, but what it was it was a resetting of the world as far as I'm concerned. Um, and that's why, like, once again, that even though I'm a card carrying minister and all that, I I don't like to push my own personal shit on people because I don't want to lead anybody in the wrong direction. If I'm fucking wrong, I'm fucking wrong. So I don't want people following my shit, unless they read scripture and feel the same way. But yeah, that to me, that's what it really is.
Okay,
We're
so here's another one. What do you know about this? Do you know anything about the Anunnaki? Is that Anaki? Anunnaki?
yeah, I know a
How do
shitload
you?
about
Okay, I always kind of like dismissed it. Right? It was
right.
interesting when I first was searching for the truth, but as the longer you search for the truth, it was less interesting and believable for to me. And nor not only did I not retain the information, but I never really dug it. Didn't diss it, but just didn't really. It didn't. It didn't catch me. So what is it some alien stuff or what? What's the deal with the Anunnaki?
So Anunnaki comes from Sumerian lore. So um, the Sumerians were they're predated to any other written language in the world. Um, and what their thing was that the Anunnaki came from the planet Nibiru, which is the ninth planet.
See, that's where you lose me. That's probably where I stopped paying attention once they mentioned Planet Nibiru. But go ahead, and then I'm gonna ask you your opinion
Yeah,
on that when you're done talking.
the planet Nibiru, and actually, it's fucking weird, dude. Jen does not give two shits or a fuck about any of this shit. Like she's like, y'all are fucking stupid. It's fucking stupid. I'm not gonna. And then one night we were driving home, and she was like, "What the fuck is that?" And I was like, "What are you talking about?" And she's like, "That big fucking planet fucking thing that's like right by the moon. What the fuck is that?" And I was like, "Dude, that's Nibiru. I've been fucking telling you." And she's like, "No, bullshit. No, I don't." She doesn't subscribe to any of that shit. And she
I
saw, and we pulled over into a Dollar General parking lot, and she's
But
like,
what's Nibiru? It's supposed to be like the
"So,
ninth the next planet, but it's not. It's on the
oh,
other side of
yeah,
the sun.
heck, so,
But
uh, let me put it this way. So we got the sun, and everyone's traveling around the sun. I can't undo my wrist, so
it literally looks like a wiener trying to find a butthole right now.
right.
But go
Yeah, so,
ahead.
so we do this, and Nibiru is the planet that does this.
Oh. So
You
if
know,
you're watching Big Bang Theory and you see the planet going this way and then you see the planet going that way, what's that mean?
yeah. So Nibiru is so the way that Anunnaki work, and that's actually called the original Trinity. So you had Inky, Anu, and Ink, and those were you had God, the devil, and the holy. I guess you would say the communicator. So the Sumerians were before Hebraic language. They're before the Bible. Um, they had tablets that spoke of Gilgamesh, which was so their whole thing goes okay. Their whole thing goes. Um, these dudes from another planet came down. Um, they were searching for gold, so they could improve their atmosphere because they had a dying planet. It's a dwarf planet, and actually wanted to help it out. They were giants, reptilian individuals. Um, I'm giving you a short version. Um, they were reptilians, and they put their DNA along with monkeys and mammal DNA to actually create a workforce to harvest gold to recreate their atmosphere. This is Zachariah Sitchin's.
Sorry.
So they were like, yeah, so we created these motherfuckers, but they got too smart. Some of them got smart as fuck. And those were the Atlanteans. So once they got so smart and once they started using free energy, and that's what they talk about when they
So
talk
that's
about
what they're saying about abandoning the moon or whatever.
that, and also the pyramids. So the pyramids and
Okay.
all in Egypt, all the pyramids and South
So
America.
when they abandoned the moons, that's where they landed or whatever.
Well, they brought the moon there to create life on Earth. So they were like,
Oh,
well, the world's too weird. It doesn't have its own satellite to create its own shit. Some say they came from Mars. Others say they came from Nibiru. Blah blah blah. Whatever the fuck ever. So the whole gig about the Anunnaki is they came in, they adjusted the climate, they adjusted space time, yada yada yada, just to get everything into perfection so that they could create life on Earth. Even though there was life on Earth, it wasn't perfected. So they DNA spliced and they created slaves. Some of the slaves got too smart. Some of them were, because they were giants, right? And if you look at like Sumerian lore or Sumerian tablets, like they got watches and shit. And they know before you could back in the gap, you couldn't even see like all the stars or planets in rotation, and they've got star charts and all this shit. So people go, "Oh, why the fuck do they have star charts?" They could see Pluto before the human eye could see Pluto. They could see Sirius, and they could see all these other planetary charts. And so that came in the culmination of them going, "Oh, well, they came in and they created the humans, blah blah blah." You have the god being Inky, Ellie, which was don't get me fucking wrong because I'm toasted, but like Ellie, which was the Satan kind of a dude, and an Emmy or whatever the fuck, and which was weird is because when you look at it, it's the Elohim, right? So it all starts with the El, the house of El. In biblical it's called the Elohim. So when God was talking about in Genesis, we created man in our image, our, not my image,
I
our
thought it was my image. Who said our image?
is every Bible, because it was the house of El.
What? I thought
Yeah,
it was in his image.
no, we created man in our image, and it's the Elohim in Hebrew.
What?
Yeah, but I'll continue with the story. But my grasp upon that is because Lucifer was there since the book was created, since the time of humans were created. So he can manipulate and he can go back in time because he doesn't have any boundaries. So he can say whatever. And I think that's what it is. It's just a big um, manipulation about the whole thing.
Okay.
But
Yeah.
so Gilgamesh was a half god. Um, he was created by the Anunnaki, um, and the Anunnaki said they were going to destroy the race of giants and the intelligence, and wiped them all out in a flood, and told them to build a boat, just like in Noah. And this is thousands of years before the Book of Noah was actually, concepted or transcribed. So people go, "Oh, Gilgamesh was, the Hebrews just stole that shit from the Sumerians." I don't think that. I think it was a plan. But anyway, I digress. So anyway, the story of the Anunnaki goes that they created these individuals, and they created the Adam, which was the first man, Adam, right? The first Adam, and the first Eva, which was Eve, you know, and they believe it's this alien race that came down and basically created mankind as it is, and um, made us to be slaves. We got smarter than that, and we rebelled against them, just like people rebelled against God in the Old Testament. I believe it's all bullshit, but it is very interesting, and it's good to know your enemies.
It's
So,
definitely interesting. It sounds, eh, it sounds like a good. I don't know, man. I don't know. The whole like they were already created and came down. Da da da. That kind of lost me.
well, yeah, we were like a primitive planet, and they found
Right. I mean, I guess that could be a good. Uh, yeah. I mean, I
it's
guess I'm.
yeah, it
Never know, dude. You never know, cause we don't. I literally don't know, cause I was not there.
right, yeah, none of us were. But like in the introduction into the planetary system, it's kind of weird because they saw the outer planets before they saw the inner planets. So if you believe in planets, which I don't,
I
um,
don't believe in anything.
yeah,
You know me, bro.
yeah. So
I'm pretty ignorant in the things I don't believe, dude.
it's kind of weird how like they were like, oh, I think we were like the sixth planet or some shit like that, and not so if you're gone from like solar to I gotta pee, so y'all come on with me. So if you're going from like the solar system and going from the sun, then we would be the third planet, third rock from the sun. But we're like the sixth planet because they came in from the other side. So they were like they saw Pluto, Neptune, Uranus, Uranus.
That's what
Uh,
she said.
yeah, all those through that whole fucking thing. So we were actually like third. Um, they introduced the moon to stationary our planet. That's why we have the asteroid belt because it rocked Mars and caused a big. That's what killed Mars and brought us into where we are in between Mars and the asteroid belt and all that shit. So all the rocks that they knocked off Mars was actually them coming into it. So 3,600 years or whatever the fuck. So they're supposed to be coming back and they're going to regenerate our planet in their image once again. I don't buy into that shit, but I have seen, like, no bullshit, like I was talking about, I have seen fucking Nibiru. I have seen this big, giant fucking planet.
What color is it?
It looks just like the moon, but and in the Bible, it talks about,
So is that what like if you see like two moons? No, that's two suns.
yeah, but it does
Why
talk
is the moon
about,
out? Why is the moon out during the day? I always thought moon was supposed to come out at night.
I, I can plan it, I can flat earth that one for you, but
Tell me.
does,
Because
but
then I look at we'll be like, why is the fucking moon out? It's never mind.
but
Yeah,
no, but it does
I
talk.
get it.
It does talk about Nibiru in the Bible. So in the Bible, it's actually called wormwood, and Wormwood,
Oh yeah, 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 yeah.
the winged planet, right? That comes down and it um, brings
Dude, I'm
base.
about to go beat. I'm about to go punch my fucking cat, dude. I shit you not, dude. Hold on, man. Go ahead, keep talking. I'm muting you for.
Nah, you're good. But yeah, it does talk about Wormwood. It talks about uh, the winged planet. So in Anunnaki lore and all that, it's a red dwarf that only comes around so often. And when it does, it's because it's supposed to have like some kind of atmospheric, um, kind of like Saturn, but I guess you'd say it had like double Saturn stripes on it or some shit. So that's supposed to be like the winged part, but um, they're gonna return. Blah 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 blah, and um, yeah, I don't remember what the fuck actually happens when they return. I think it's the destruction of the planet of Earth because they're completely done with it.
Yeah, and then they go to Mars or they go to somewhere else. Earth
Yeah,
always gets destroyed in the end. They fucking want to just destroy her. That's just the whole point of everything in life is just destroy her.
right.
Let's destroy it.
But one of the weird things about the Sumerians is that they were there before ancient Egypt, right? They're the first people to, and they talk about in Sirius the in the in Sirius there's actually two planets they're like twin planets that revolve, or either twin planets, twin suns that are there. We didn't discover that like through telescopes till like I want to say like the 1970s. Don't quote me on it, but it was like very fucking recent. And we didn't know there were two suns or two planets that were like, but they knew it in Sumerian lore. So it was like, how the fuck did these motherfuckers without telescopes or any of that bullshit, and not just regular telescopes like Galilean telescope type shit, but like, how the fuck did they know that there was this star system that had two binary planets or stars that were traveling around each other? But yet they did. So, but at the same concept, never underestimate the devil. The devil can tell you whatever the fuck he wants. And you go, oh, I wrote it down. Devil,
He's
tell
gonna tell you exactly what you want to hear.
right. And not only that, but he could tell you the actual truth because he was there when, you know,
Yes, that's what's the part of like when they always say like oh well the elite, but like they have to tell you partial truth. Why is that again? Because the devil he can lie to you. He has to tell you the truth, but he like like tells it in a way that it's a lie.
right. Well, absolutely. Everything, the devil is a lie. I mean, that's his whole point.
But
That's
he
it.
can't. But he can't. He can deceive you, but he can't lie to you,
No,
right?
no, he lie the shit out of your face. Like he is the lie. He is the adversary. So God, if God is truth and God is the way,
So
then
why can't like Masons or like the elites straight up lie? Like,
because
why do they give like clues in the like? I heard it was something biblical or not biblical, but part of their like occultish belief.
right, because they're human. They're not the Hasatan. So whenever you look at the word Hasatan, so that's what Satan or the Hasatan is. It's the adversary of God. So whenever you look at it like that, like Satan wasn't just like this angel or this dude that was, like against God or blah blah blah. He's literally called the Hasatan, the adversary. So
And
same way,
that's pretty much like that's almost God.
it's the opposite. It's the exact opposite. If God is truth, devil is a lie, right?
Okay,
So
right.
Antoine LaVey did
So what would make people say they want to go worship the lie? Because they think the lie is the truth.
because it's so much easier. Do what thou wilt, you know.
Yeah, yeah, that
Yeah,
makes sense.
yeah.
Yeah,
Do what you want as long as you're not hurting nobody.
but
Orgies.
then, but that doesn't go hand in hand. Do what you want and not hurting anybody.
Well, no, that's Anton LaVey's thing. That's what.
Uh,
Yeah.
I don't know if you can do what you want and not hurt anybody though. I don't know. Maybe if
Well,
I
if
did everything I wanted to do, it probably hurt somebody, right?
right. Well, yeah, and that's what it's basically saying is your actions have no repercussions. If you go and dude, I made $15 off that nigga, blah blah blah, then you really stole money from that motherfucker, and that's straight up. Like you do what you will, and somebody's got to pay for it because without a positive, there is no negative. So you can't commit an action that doesn't hurt another motherfucker, in the same frame. So like if I felt like punching somebody in the face, I I felt like punching somebody in the face. Did it hurt somebody? Yes, it did. If I told a lie and I said, that chick's a slut, blah blah blah, did it hurt her, high school shit? Yeah, absolutely. So you can't have it's as above, so below. So if you cycle yourself to where every action that you do only benefits everybody around you, and that's kind of like what our kind of show is. I mean, I know we bullshit and and kick it, but like our whole point and purpose, in this show that we rock it is to give knowledge, to let people understand, to let people feel the way that they feel, about what's going on around us. So we are actually trying to, even though we don't always do it, we're trying to circumvent the negativity and trying to bring people purpose and knowledge and what is actually going on around them to try to help them out. We're not doing it intentionally to blasphemize or to degrade somebody else. Just like we were saying earlier about the word gay or fag. I'm not talking about homosexuals. I'm not talking about, when I say fags, I'm not talking about people who have different sexualities than us. I'm just talking about people acting stupid. Like, yeah, I'm going to call you stupid, but I'm saying it in a point where don't be stupid. Like it's a helpful fucking thing. Like stop being stupid. Stop. I mean, because none of us benefit from it.
Yeah, I hear you. No, so what
Damn,
was
that's
I
crazy
gonna say?
about that fucking hard.
What's that?
I said it's crazy you picked my mind about that hard.
Yeah, man. you know, I because that's something that keeps coming up, and like I keep trying to like I think I've got a good grasp um on what I feel like, because I keep saying more like, I think I said like something about like if because from what I understand in the Bible, it says like the Antichrist has got to be 40 years old. It's gonna be 40, I believe,
Okay,
right? It was gonna be 40 years old, so that would mean he would have to already be born
I've gotten
if it
that.
were to happen in our time. Is that because that's what I think I heard that on I can't remember where I heard that at this point in my
I've
life.
never heard any age on it, because Christ was literally talking about like it's going to happen at any moment. So that would have been almost 2,000 years ago. You
Yeah,
know,
but at any moment in God or Christ's time, it could be.
yeah, you're absolutely right.
Dude,
It could be, but
that was my other part of it all, because like that was something that was brought up, and it's like, but a moment to God could be like a yawn to him, could be 5,000 years to us,
right, right. A day to God could be 1,000 years to a day of man. Yeah,
or something
uh,
of the sort. Yeah,
yeah. I mean, I don't subscribe to the fact that the Antichrist is a single individual. I think
so
that
then so then if it's supposed to be 40 years, that's where my get conflicted. That's if it's because if they say it's gonna be 40 years, and what is this, like a government then that would have to be formed for 40 years? You
well,
dig it?
there's
Because
uh,
the number 40 is involved in this biblically.
right, absolutely, because you got 40 days and nights from Noah's from the flood, right? So flooded 40 days and nights. Um, and
Dang,
then
I didn't even think about that. And then the Antichrist being 42, and that both kind of leads to the same
yeah,
result, dude.
yeah, same same with all of it. You got your 7 days of completion. Your what do you got? Also your 3 days of resurrection. So like the number plate. See what I really think it is, and I'm not trying to sway anybody on my own shit because I'm just thinking about it, you know, on my own. But I think that the numbers are a lot more beyond us than what we actually understand. So back then, you didn't have a calendar year. So you didn't have 365 days a year. You didn't have 30 to 31 months for a month. You know what I mean? You basically had your 7 days of completion, right? From creation to the day that God rested. Um,
Dude, not to interrupt you, but Marley has not jumped off of the sink, and I can't remember. He's going so ham right now. He just fucking went. Dude, he's like 100 in human age. That would be like seeing an old man just jumping off his bed, like just all of a sudden jumping up out of his bed and just jump. Dude, Marley just winged it off of the fucking sink, yelling and "Rah!" Sorry, dude, that was the
I,
craziest thing I've ever seen. He, he looked at me in shock, like he planted it. Shit. Sorry, dude. Go ahead.
you're good. I just don't. And then when you go off on like, dude, and then there's the entire book of Numbers, right? So like in the Bible, you got the book of Numbers. So Like that's some shit like I'd have to like get down with my mom's on and go, okay, what's the actual fucking, because like I was doing one on when they describe Yahweh about being almost like a dragon, and it's like Yahweh's supposed to be God. And I was like, yo, so why is he talking about having a long nose that breathes fire and shit like that? It sounds like a fucking dragon to me, and it doesn't sound like God. And my mom's like, she's like, well, if you know fucking Hebrew, you jackass. She's
Ah.
like, the long nose means patience. It's in Hebrew, it's totally different. It means patience amongst your people. So I'm like,
Ah.
it still sounds fucking weird, Ma. So tell me what you know. Tell me what you know. You really know. So shit like that. But that's literally where it comes down to, as far as what me and you were talking about, is, and same as the Anunnaki shit, the Sumerian war. Like, what the fuck were they? You know, how do we actually understand what the fuck is really going on? If you don't, it'd be like going to fucking Taco Bell and thinking that you're ordering some kind of actual Mexican meal. You know, you don't know fucking Spanish. You just know Taco Bell. So you're like, I went the burrito. No,
Right, right. Or else you'd have to have it translated or something too.
right, right. And same with all of our languages. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
when it comes into Native American, when they talk about the Great Spirit, they don't call God by his name. They call him the Great Spirit. And I agree with that wholeheartedly, because I've read enough about it to um, understand that they didn't understand. They didn't even fucking know. They're like, dude, it's the Great Spirit. And when they talked about Christ to Native Americans, they're like, nah, he was a shaman. He was like, he was on point, and he was tied into the Great Spirit. So you can actually observe and understand that aspect of what he was talking about, because they were like, if you look at Native American shit, like they didn't have prisons, they didn't have jails. Like if you were acting a fucking fool, you just got kicked out of the tribe and got kicked into the wilderness, just like the same as in Hebrew text. You didn't get, there wasn't like a spot like Americans have, or there wasn't a jail that you got put into. If you murdered somebody, or you fucking acted a fool, or you stole from somebody, you're banished. You're just strictly banished. Go out to the fucking wilderness, figure your shit out, get the fuck out of our face. You know. So along with like Hebrewism and a bunch of that shit, there's the same concept. You get banished, in the Old Testament. You get banished the fuck out, because it wasn't right to fucking put somebody in a box and to keep them in a cage, and to make them a prisoner. You know what I mean? It was like, all right, well, go out and do your own shit. Stay the fuck away from the tribe. Stay the fuck away from the bullshit. We're not gonna help feed you. We're not gonna help fucking fuck with you. Get the fuck on, and that was your punishment, as well as they did in Old Testament law. So you're talking people from damn near Africa, Iraq area, all the way to America that always have the same concepts and the same retribution and the same retaliation, you know. So
Dig
anyway,
it,
yeah,
dig it. Nah, that's if you ask, you will get the answer.
yeah, ask and ye shall receive.
Trust me, I I know that we've had a lot of fun this week, and I know it's late, and I know like a lot of the cats that are really sticking around are chilling back at their in their crib right now, maxing, ready to winding down, ready to go to bed, and
Yeah,
are kicking it. I doubt half of them are really trying to interact at this point. They're listening to what we're talking about, and they can only hear me talk about the same thing so many or talk about shit so much. So I would imagine, and that's why I wanted to have everybody kind of come on today so that they could get a little different flavor um throughout.
yeah. Thank you,
It's
Ryan.
love
Yeah,
you, right? I knew you were there. That's what I was saying. Like for example, like Ryan, he's tired, he's kicking back. It's probably a lot easier and a lot better to, and or it's probably cool for him to sit back and be able to hear this, even though he's probably heard a lot of this. But I'm just saying, man, it's probably cool because it's 3:15 here in Ohio. Ryan started with us pretty much when we started, so that's why I said it was dope to be able to wind down with you because then people could sit back and also be able to. Because what's cool about Art Bell is there's good interaction, and then there's times where people go. You know what I'm saying? You could sit back and and I'm not saying I'm trying to be like Art Bell. What I'm trying to get is I'm trying to entertain the people,
no,
and
tomorrow, man.
so I appreciate that shit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, absolutely, Ryan. Thank you for being a trooper, dude. No, no bullshit. Tomorrow, I'm getting my homeboy up. I get off work at like 8 o'clock, so that's CST, so it's like 9 o'clock your time. But I'm gonna upgrade a bunch of software into my shit. My homeboy Tim's coming out here. We'll probably fucking put it on the show. If you want to be a part of it, man, I'll hit you up, and it's probably gonna be kind of late like this. We're probably gonna be drinking and hanging out and just fucking around. But um, yeah, I'll probably what do you call it, sound yard or whatever the fuck it is.
StreamYard it.
Whatever. I give two shits. But yeah, we'll probably fucking fuck with it and hang out because I want to get my audio straight. Um, but we're gonna be doing it bas- basically front most and foremost. Um, we'll be fucking around and um, probably just drop some shit. It's just some random shit. I tried to have my brothers on to do my Gen X thing,
I
but those
looked for it.
those cock knockers, dude.
They did exactly what you said they were gonna do.
They're like, yeah, I may
No,
be.
bro, you'll find out how hard it is to organize. That's why, like, to get today to happen. It's because I was fucking. You guys are all reliable ass cats, so it was realistic. But it's really hard to get this to organize this.
Right, right, yeah. But
This
no,
was like this was a special, you know. It sucked that it didn't all be in one. And then in its own breath, it's kind of cool then because it does have its own two lives. But it was supposed to be one extravaganza, right?
all right.
But it's still, you know, it's still it was. You get what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, no, I'll pop in. It just depends on what time. I know I'm supposed to watch college basketball with my brother tomorrow night, but I was also supposed to tonight, but I chose to do this because I really don't care about that shit, really. So,
Yeah, no, it'll just be just me and maybe Tim. I know he's a fucking. He's one of them cats. He didn't want his face on shit. He's like, he's ultra. I'll sign in with a VPN so that they don't know my location. Kind of.
I
But
dig it.
yeah, so
I wish I could do that.
yeah, he's smart. I mean, on that shit, he's smarter than me.
I'm too stupid, dude. Not stupid. I just don't know, and I don't know.
Nah, he's one of them cats with me. He's like blah 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 blah, and he's like, hey, let's make a anti gravity machine. I'm like, oh, I got it figured out. And he's like, don't tell nobody because they'll kill you. I'm like, "Ah, it's just a bunch of mercury and oscillating frequencies to create an anti gravity machine. Not that big of a deal." He's But yeah,
Right.
but so I'll hit you up tomorrow, man. No bullshit and caps about it. Or so tomorrow would be Saturday night.
Tomorrow's Friday night.
Yeah. So let me hit you up Saturday night and we'll fuck with it, you know. But yeah,
Yeah.
most
Cool.
definitely.
Cool,
Um
brother.
up there, I'm subbing off, subscribing off. Thank you everybody for tuning in. God bless you. Thank you for all your posts and comments. I really appreciate it. Keep looking for the truth because it's out there and it's waiting to be found. And just keep fucking with your journey, man, because your journey is going to bring you there eventually. Religious or cryptid or whatever, the UFOs or aliens or any of that bullshit, man. Just find it. You'll find it.
Well, I appreciate you coming on, brother, like as usual. You know,
Yeah,
it was
absolutely.
a good one. Another day in the books, my friend. So you have a damn good night. I'll close this bitch out here in a second. Because once you exit out, it ends anyway. So um, I'll probably say goodbye to everybody and then end the bitch.
Right on,
So
brother. Thank you for
well,
having.
dude, I appreciate it, man. Yeah, dude, we got like I'll figure out something because I feel like we'll figure. I got. We'll talk. We'll talk tomorrow or the next day.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right, my dude. Have a good night, brother. Love
All
you,
right,
man. Be good.
love you,
Thanks for
brother.
coming on. And you know his name. His name is Joe Breezy. Find him on his YouTube channel, Joe Breezy.
Only one with the skull and the crown.
Yes, yes. You know which one. So, all right, all right, brother. Be good, man.
All right, bro. Peace.
God bless you, brother. All right, everyone. Thanks for sticking around. I appreciate y'all. Ryan, love you, brother. I don't know why I didn't just peace out with them. I don't know what made me want to just peace out like this. But either way, I don't know who else is left in the chat, but Ryan and whoever else is stuck around, thank you. And I hope y'all have a blessed night. And we will see y'all tomorrow. And God bless y'all and be good. Peace.